Ross, like, what made you want to do this documentary? And just let you guys know, it's called King Von, hip hop's first serial killer. And then after that, you guys can
appreciate that, man. You know, good to be here with you both. You know, appreciate you, Van, for holding this, and you, Dave, for pulling up and having an open conversation with me. You know, the reason I made this video is I've always been a huge fan of Von's music. You know, I'm just a random dude in England, a million miles away from Chicago. But this guy's music impacted me. You know, his songs were pushed to me through YouTube, Spotify. You know, there was a time when I'd never heard of King Von, and then there suddenly I heard of the guy, and then suddenly he was all I was hearing about in the rap game. You know, this guy with his amazing raps, you know, these sort of deep, very layered songs all about murder and people he had supposedly killed. You know, I was listening to these songs and kind of just thinking, like, is this true? Is this cap? Is this real gangster rap? You know, you might remember, like, right at the start of my documentary, I kind of break down sort of like the history of gangster rap and how people are always looking for the new real artists. You know, they're looking for the realest rappers, people who are really about what they say. When I first heard of King Von, I started listening to his music. It was kind of hard to believe that some of what he was saying was true. I started looking into him, and I was already making YouTube videos about kind of rap history at this point. And I ended up making a couple of videos about Von. And it was interesting because we're talking about 3 years ago now. But, you know, I had Von and his team kind of reach out very aggressively, kind of threaten me and press me to take specific references to the murder of KI out of the video. And it really shook me up, to be honest. It really made me feel like, damn, you know, I've stumbled into the path of, by his own words, a real killer. And, you know, he's making this music about these real crimes. So I'll be honest, I kind of stopped talking about Von after that. But as time went by, his star continued to rise. He became a bigger and bigger artist. You know, he's having songs on the Billboard charts, you know, gold and platinum certified songs and projects featuring with Lil Durk, one of the biggest artists in the hip hop game, in the whole, you know, in the whole hip hop sphere right now. So this guy was kind of really pushed to me. And then, you know, just over the years, I just slowly looked closer and closer into the stories behind his music. You know, a lot of people have made videos and documentaries about Von, you know, the murders he allegedly had something to do with. And, you know, nearly 3 years has passed since he passed away. And I just kept looking into the guy. And at a certain point, I began to feel like, you know what, this guy really is the real deal. It seemingly did all this stuff that he rapped about. You know, he seemingly was a killer. He said himself that he's got 7 bodies. And it just got me thinking. And, you know, I went away and I looked at the FBI definition of a serial killer. And I felt he fit that description. And, you know, I felt like I decided to make the video about Von. I felt people had a right to know about the stories behind his music. These are Billboard charting songs that are being played on the radio for public consumption. And I felt like, I knew I put a target on my back with the video, but I felt like he did meet the requirements that the FBI have for a serial killer. And, you know, I feel like I'm not involved in that life. I'm not in a gang. And I feel like, you know, I'm just a guy on the internet consuming music, reviewing music, looking at song lyrics. And, you know, I didn't feel like I shouldn't be able to talk about this, and put the documentary out. It's obviously gotten a big response, some good, some bad. You know, I'm not afraid of having the debate about it, and I know some people's feelings have been hurt, and I'm down to listen and maybe understand why maybe some people didn't feel good about the video. But that's my perspective. You know, the guy was super famous. He was charting on Billboard with songs talking about how many people he killed, and I think I decided to look into it and make a video.
I'll explain a serial killer to me. The definition that you received from the FBI.
So the FBI defines a serial killer as somebody that's killed 3 or more people with space in between each of the killings. So not going on a killing spree and killing 7 people in the same day. It's killing people with time passing. You got time to think about what you're doing in between the killings. And killing 7 people, I don't think makes you a serial killer. The other element of what FBI defines as a serial killer is the element of psychological gratification. So people getting something out of the killings, people getting a sense of self-esteem or a sense of excitement out of the murders, a sense of excitement about not getting caught. And I feel that really the time when Von could really be classified as a serial killer isn't when he killed all those people allegedly in the gang war. It's when he started rapping about it. It's when he started trying to convince the whole world that he had done this. He wanted the whole world to know that he had 7 bodies, as he said, and he wanted to continue killing people. He had that famous lyric where he said, killed some N-words. I'll do it again. You know, he allegedly put up $100,000 and arranged for FBG Duck to be killed after becoming a millionaire. So I think it's really not the fact that he was in a situation, you know, where unfortunately he was pushed into violence by circumstances of where he grew up. That's not what I think makes him a serial killer. I think it's unfortunate a lot of people are born into difficult areas and are forced to do things to survive. But I think when it came to Von, when he became famous and he became a millionaire, he kept wanting to tell the world that he had killed people. He seemingly continued to play a role in having people killed. I think FBG Duck is the prime example. There's also the example of Man Can't Get Right, an individual who obviously was kind of gunned down, and King Von released a song within a week of that murder talking about my killers are catching bodies for me. So it's kind of like, you know, I think he meets the definition of a serial killer, not because of what he did in the streets, but actually because of what he did when he got out of the streets. He kept pushing this narrative that he was a killer. He kept trying to arrange for people he didn't like to be killed. You know, when he was a millionaire, he didn't need to have put a bounty on FBG Duck's head. You know, he could have let that slide, and he did it, and he tweeted about it, and he wanted everyone to know what he had done. So to me, it's those two elements that make him a serial killer. It's not that he killed people. A lot of people are put in situations. I mean, DaBaby, Gucci Mane, there's a lot of rappers that have been unfortunately put in those situations where they've had to take a life. And, you know, it's not the same as rapping in a bunch of songs that you're proud of killing 7 people and that you'll do it again and that they can't play with you. You know, that's how I see it, but I'm open to hearing a broader kind of perspective.
My whole thing about it wasn't even like so much about King Von. It was about all the other cans that are being opened when these type of documentaries drop. All the other people that's been killed and people that's probably just sitting around that day, and you drop this documentary, then they go slide on somebody because you put a picture of one of their people in this documentary, and now you mentioning Von again. So it's like you re-wakening up the dead in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think you know probably how many shootings that video probably in caused since the day it dropped. How many bodies probably in dropped because of that video. How much more gasoline have been added to that whole big issue. Even though it's going on, every time it jumps into the people's eye, it gets bigger. And somebody else build up more courage to go out here and commit more killings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's deeper than just Von. Like, you got to think about Von kids growing up watching the video about their father being a serial killer. It's okay he rapped about it. Parents and they people can explain music to them because being an artist, you're a character. So I think the people that's like you, that's not really in this, not really from the culture, y'all take it as if, damn, this really Von. Oh, this really such and such. These people be characters. You ever seen Famous Dex? He be two different people. DaBaby, he be 2 different people. So just because Von was just tweeting, oh, I want to catch a body, he could have been talking about knocking down a female or something. You know what I'm saying? Or he could have just been tweeting it. That don't mean that these things actually really be going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of people. Like I was on the phone with THF Zoo yesterday, right? Bezoo. Y'all don't even know these YouTube videos be having them people picking them up. Times when they spend time in the county and they fighting another case, y'all drop a YouTube video about a body. Them people come pick them up. He in the crib chilling or a little less sitting in doing his time. He getting picked up. All because of YouTube videos. And Von didn't tell you, oh, I killed K.I. I killed this person. It's all speculations, but I understand like your whole point. Like he put it out there for the people, right? But I just be wanting y'all to think about when y'all put these videos out about the people that's still living in these communities that's can possibly end up shot, killed, or just a whole nother war. And it'd be like, y'all make y'all money off YouTube, y'all get so famous and y'all don't even care. But at the end of the day, we got innocent women, grandmothers, grandfathers dying off of you because of YouTube videos. And no, I mean,
because of me.
your video, I'm pretty sure it's smart. Because I've been on the phone with people and they was mad about the Lil James situation. Like when you put the wrong picture up there. That created something. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really know what really came from that. You know what I'm saying? Because you put that body on Vaughn. Now they slide on somebody from O Block and they kill somebody over there now. All because you put the wrong picture up there. But you ain't gonna feel no sympathy from that. But that mother, that father, that daughter, that son, they gonna feel all of that. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't even want to say like no hater, like I'm knocking your video, because I'm really not knocking it. I understand what's going on, and I told you, if they get online and these rappers, they tell on themselves. But my whole point is be thinking about the bigger picture sometimes, and make sure you got real facts. Because if Bud didn't tell you this, you're right, it's all speculations. But just know you keeping the wars alive with everything that's going on. When you mention those 10 people, just know it's people on the other side sliding now. They probably weren't even thinking about sliding in O Block because why? They got other options. But now when you go mention Vaughn and they killed little such and such, guess what? Just know they were sliding. And people like you do be the cause for that, bro. And I just want you to know, while you make all your money and you chill in the UK, keep that on your mind. And make sure that you putting some reserve funds away and you be sending money back to these neighborhoods to help bury some of these babies. Because that's how deep it is. Because it be a lot of babies getting buried because of YouTube videos. It's a lot of people getting locked up because of YouTube videos. And that was my whole point with my video.
So I'm gonna jump in real quick right here. Two things. Number one, I'm gonna say something for the people in the chat. I see Balo down there. I promise that this will be a conversation between these two guys. If Ross wants to talk to Balo later, or if that's cool with these two guys on the live, I'd love to have them in. I see what you guys are saying, so I'm not ignoring y'all. I do want to come back to Dave real quick and ask Dave something before we go to Ross. Dave, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have, I just asked you this, are going to have a hard time believing that there's anything outside of a specific culture that exists in Chicago that can be, that the violence there can be blamed on. Now, I was down there, I talked to you, and it seems like for people that grew up in certain parts of the city, there's just an understanding of how things go. So it's your belief, and before I move on to this, I'll say one more thing. It doesn't seem like any other rappers from the areas that they don't want. It seems like part of their reputation and part of their personal identity is to let people know the stuff that they're doing. So I guess what I would say, the first thing I would jump out is it okay when they say that they're killers and they want to kill people inside on their ops, but not okay when somebody else who might be covering them says that that's what they said? Like, what to you is the difference there? Is it the fact that they're in the lifestyle, or is it the fact that guys like Ross
it's both.
People don't have any connection to Chicago?
It's the part with the rapper telling on himself, you know, as I spoke about. But it be more of the instigating to me. Like, you ever been in a situation that was kind of like if somebody just shut up and it diffused the whole situation? But it be the whole thing of how they just start really glorifying.
Of course.
Like, I feel like even him, he infatuated with it. People are infatuated with all this killing until they're in the middle of it. Until you hearing them switches going off. Until you getting your brother picture on your t-shirt. Then you ain't infatuated with it no more. There's really a way of life for black people. And it's sad, you know? But I just don't like when it's really being glorified like that. Because it's like sometimes just shh. That's kind of like trying to let it die down some. And then they come with these big documentaries. Oh, this person the #1 killer. Oh, the #1 sniper. And then it'd be like, come on, man, be quiet. Like, you know, we do be trying to bring some type of peace with it, even though we're a long, long way from it. But it's like the instigating, it just get on my nerves, and it get on a lot of people's nerves. And it's like, we're not telling you don't put your work out. No, put your work out We understand that. But when you do put in your work out, be thinking about the other people. And that's like my whole point. I don't have no beef with them. I don't hate them. I don't feel like that. I just hate when I just be seeing these wars and all these bodies. And in Chicago right now, it's more females are dying like the guys, man. Every time you look on Instagram or Facebook, I'm seeing women. And it's sad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know all of that is fuel to the fire. So it's like, come on, man, we don't need all that right now.
Ross, you got as much time as you want to respond, and I'm gonna come
Cool.
back.
So, I mean, Dave, listen, I respect where you're coming from on several of your points, and I think that you know, I understand why you feel this way, but I think my perspective is just slightly different. I do disagree with a lot of what you just said. I think the first thing that I got to say I disagree on is, you know, the idea that people are sliding behind my video. I just disagree with that, and the reason I disagree with that is because, one, people don't slide about something they heard on the internet. Like, the people don't slide about a YouTube documentary. They slide about one of their homies got killed, one of their friends got murdered in cold blood. You know, how do you explain all the sliding that went on last week before my video came out? You know, all the different things that have been going on in Chicago. You can't really take that stretch and blame it on me and say people are sliding about my video. Like, I'm not exposing information that's not already out there. Like, this is all stuff that was on King Von's Twitter, in King Von's songs. I think the idea that you're going to try and pin violence on me is a bit of a stretch. And I know this is what they do this is what a lot of people have done to DJ Academics, as far as, like, you know, the war in Chirac being responsible for the violence. But if you just look at the chain of events, like, the violence has already occurred before I turned up and started looking into it. Like, I wouldn't even bother Googling somebody's name if they weren't already implicated in these situations, right? So it's really a case of, like, the violence was already going on. I'm just here reporting on it. And I think any attempt to kind of blame me or even academics, but let's stick with me, like, to say that people are sliding about my video, I think that's just, like, it's a really bad faith way of trying to, like, avoid responsibility, because the people that are really responsible for the sliding or the violence, you know, at the basic level, it's the individuals involved that are picking up a gun and choosing to cause violence. But then at another level, fine, if you want to make the next distinction, it's the city, it's the mayors, the politicians that have allowed these areas to get so bad, so dangerous, where there's no opportunities, that people are kind of forced into these, you know, gang situations where they need to use a gang for protection. I think those people, the politicians, and just the lack of guidance in these areas is much more responsible for the violence than, like, me reporting on it. Because I wouldn't have any, if it hadn't already happened, I wouldn't have anything to report on, right? So it's kind of like, I just think it's a stretch to try and blame me. And I think that the people that need to, for my genuine opinion, is the people that really need to take accountability is, like, the city, the police, the mayor. Because let's be real, like, Chicago is a fucked up place. It's been in a messed up situation for the past, you know, 20 years, realistically, 20 years plus, where these things have been allowed to happen. You know, people, someone like Von, setting aside his music career, like, we shouldn't have had a young guy that's in a situation where their father's getting killed when they're 11, right? He's already starting off at a disadvantage with that situation, right? So it's kind of like the circumstances that exist that allow young people to fall in these dangerous situations, you know, whether it's gang violence, or you've got situations in Chicago where people are doing robberies and that's going wrong and they're ending up in, you know, people are ending up hurt and killed as a result of that. But, like, at the end of the day, I think it's just such a stretch to try and blame me and YouTube videos, when really all we're trying to do is report on what's going on. Like, you've got a guy like King Von who's making Billboard charting songs about how he's killed 7 people. That's really glorifying the violence. You got the guy that's literally committing the murders, rapping about it, getting paid. He's a millionaire. Listen, bro, like, I make a bit of money. I'm not a millionaire. I'm nowhere near a millionaire. Like, King Von was a millionaire wearing APs and diamond chains off the back of allegedly killing people and rapping about it, right? So I don't think I glorify it. I think in my video, I'm actually very careful and very thoughtful when it comes to saying, you know, you said you watched the whole video, so I'm sure you saw it, but there's a section in the video where I explain, look, let's take a step back before we get into this and look at why these circumstances were allowed to happen. You know, I talk about King Von being born into a difficult situation, losing his father at a young age, losing a lot of his friends at a young age. You know, he himself says that seeing his friend White get killed in front of him turned him into a demon. And it's like, these are the situations, like this messed up environment in Chicago that's been allowed to happen by the city and the state and whoever else is responsible for things getting so bad. You know, those are the things that turned people into demons or fucked people up. I think to say that people like me that are reporting on it and just trying to give perspective about what's going on in these Billboard charting songs, you know, a guy's going to turn on the radio and hear a guy talking about he's got 7 bodies. I think we all have a right to know whether or not that's true, what the stories are behind that. But I really struggle to agree when it comes to suggesting that, like, I'm responsible for the violence. And I think if you, people that watch my video all the way through, I think you can see I try and approach this topic with a responsible tone. I try and say, look, there are reasons why things are so fucked up in Chicago, especially if you watch my video on the murder of FBG Duck, where, you know, set aside the whole serial killer for a minute. My video on the murder of FBG Duck, I say in that video numerous times, look, you got 5 people here that committed a heinous murder. Best I can possibly do. And I'll admit, my video had a couple of mistakes in it, a couple of wrong pictures that we got fixed, but that's facts, and I'm willing to admit that. But I don't think that it's fair to say that, like, you could say that my video is responsible for violence. You know, the majority of my videos on gang conflict, I'll usually end the video saying the violence has to stop. You know, if you ever see my project on the Jacksonville gang war, I end that video by saying this has to stop. We got to try and find a way of improving things in these areas. And I think that it's just a stretch to necessarily say I'm responsible or I'm stoking it, because if that's the case, then why was everybody sliding before I dropped my video or before I was making YouTube videos? This has been going on for decades. So that's my view, but, you know, I'm interested in your response.
All right, I'm gonna jump in and throw one more question back to you, just like I did to Dave, real quick. So people, the societal conditions that exist in Chicago and the culture that exists in parts of Chicago that kind of perpetuates this cyclical violence, obviously those things don't have anything to do with Trap Lord Ross or with any video that you might put up. We can all say that, right? That goes for any place. But do you see any merit to the idea that there might have been somebody somewhere, because the video already has 1 million views, and when I watched it, obviously you're good at what you do, it's incredibly well done, but when I watched it, I knew that this would be a big video. It's one, it'll probably get to 5, maybe even 7, 10 million views. Do you see the possibility that there might be somebody that goes, you know what, I forgot about all of this, or I'm not, I haven't been really on this, or this hasn't been top of mind, or look at the amount of people, or when you see a picture of somebody that you love that might have been X'd out by the other side, if that puts a battery in your back. Do you see that as a possibility from your content? And if you do see it as a possibility of your content, what is the overarching value of your content that you feel like undercuts the notion that there's even a possibility that it can lend itself
So I
to
personally
actual
don't
violence?
believe that at all, like straight up. I just don't believe that, because if that's true,
Okay.
then by the same notion, you got to tell the Chicago Tribune to just stop reporting complete media blackout on every murder that happens in Chicago. Because bear in mind, the majority of the names, information in my video, it's clippings from the Chicago Tribune, Chicago Sun-Times, original reporting on these situations going on. You know, you can't just suppress the facts. Like, if somebody gets killed, you can't just have a media blackout and say nobody can ever talk about that this ever happened in case violence continues to happen. And we all know as a fact that if somebody gets killed in one of these conflicts, it's not that people aren't sliding on the Chicago Sun-Times. They're trying to kill the person that killed their loved one. Like, let's be real. Let's break this down. Like, people, like, it just is absurd to me that people are sliding about videos like, oh, they killed my cousin and I wasn't going to do shit. But then Trap Lord Ross mentioned it in a video 12 years later, and now it's time to slide. Like, to me, that's just an absurd leap in logic, when in reality, you need people like me, Chicago Sun-Times, academics, talking about these things. Because if we don't talk about the murders that are happening in these places, it's just going to get swept under the rug and no one's ever going to do anything. I think the city needs to acknowledge what's going on and do more. You know, seeing the mayor with Lil Durk after everything that he has said in music and that he has, you know, associated himself with, I think that does far more damage for the next generation of Chicago and stopping gang violence than someone like me regurgitating information that's already been reported in the Chicago Sun-Times 10 years ago. But at the same time, I can totally understand if the one thing I can walk down on what you're suggesting is that I can understand why it would definitely hurt people's feelings if somebody that they lost many years ago in a gang conflict is being mentioned again, that maybe they've forgotten. It's maybe opening that old wound. I can understand why that might hurt somebody's feelings, but at the same time, this is all derived from a guy, King Von, who was on songs talking about he killed 7 people, his own words in his own songs. And I found it really, really surprising how many people have kind of like come out to try and defend this seemingly serial killer who killed at least 7 people by his own lyrics. And no one spares a thought to the young black men and women that this guy allegedly killed. You know, nobody wants to spare a thought to the families of the people who Von allegedly took away. You know, I've got in my video, you've got once Von dies, you've got the relatives of the people that he killed celebrating. And it's kind of a case of like, it does kind of like, it's kind of crazy to me that so many people are coming out trying to defend Von when, you know, the reality is this is the guy that was killing people. If people are sliding, it's because this guy killed one of their friends. It's not because me or the news or academics are talking about it. And that's the way I see it. Maybe not everyone agrees, but that's my perspective. So,
I mean,
Dave,
he making good points. The only good
point of view,
so like he don't know, he's just not aware of. Clout is the biggest drug in the world right now, besides fentanyl. These people are literally watching your videos like yours, or watching CNN News, or watching Fox 32 of murders, going home to watch the news to see their work being displayed. Just know there's somebody right now thinking, I want to be on that Trap Ross video. Let's go out, do these murders, talk about it in some songs, and hope that they can get your attention. They're craving this. And you can't tell me that you don't know people is craving this, man. As intelligent as you seem, and I know you are highly intelligent. I can tell. I definitely can tell by your work, that documentary. So I know you got to know that you're helping create other many means. We can't say Von was a serial killer. He was never convicted of not one murder. Not one murder. Even when they thought that they had him for a murder, what happened? Beat the cases, right? That means he didn't do it. And I'm not on here like just taking Von's side. No, I'm just speaking facts. He was never convicted of not one murder, even though he rapped about it. You got Future rap about drugs, and people that be around and say Future do not pop fucking pills. People just put things that sound good to people. I'm pretty sure, Van, you done heard this. They say Future talk about Molly and all this shit, and guess what? You don't see him off no Molly. People in Chicago.
Future, I don't know. I'm not about to stop you, Dave. Future like to get high. But
I don't know. See, now look, the only way you know that is if you was there with him and you was getting high with him or something. I wasn't with him, so I can't say that. But I just know that these stories, it be bigger. And I understand like the payola behind it. And I know that you don't want to have no ownership knowing that you're linked to a possible murder. Because just know your story gonna be linked to it. And just know this is something that you just gotta deal with and live with. And it's okay to have ownership. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to put yourself to the side, because really it looked like a culture vulture. Like every time it's going on in Chicago, because I guess we like the biggest when it comes to this in America. So that's why everybody gravitates to Chicago, because it's a gangster city. You know what I'm saying? But it's always somebody just coming in, getting rich off of this, and all we doing is dying and going to funerals. And all we hearing is, no, I'm not in it for the money. I love Von. I heard you say you love Von music, but when you was on an interview with Adam 22 and he told you something about carry a poker just like Lil Tim, if you was really a Von fan, I didn't hear you stand up for Von at that moment. So I paid attention to that video. You remember that on the Adam 22 video? That was deep to me. It was, because if you was really a Von fan, you would have got offended by that comment, right?
Yeah, in my defense on that comment, I didn't really catch that at the time. He kind of said it, but at the same time, I'll be honest, like, I don't disagree with a lot of what you've just said. Actually, I actually agree with a lot of what you just said. I think we are actually right now, we're in an era of crazy internet clout where you are right. I think people are killing and crashing out and committing murders for clout on the internet. I'm not disagreeing with you. There may be someone out there who does feel like, I'm going to catch a body and it's going to be in a Trap Lord Ross video, and that's going to put me on. But what I would say is that I think that to blame me for that is unfair, because I think that's part of a much wider conversation. Whereas I think clout, mainly due to social media, I think you've got guys like, for instance, this BTB Savage situation, which I didn't cover, I don't know that much about, but you've got a situation where a guy, you know, a self-defense killing, he's putting it on social media, he's getting all of this attention, capitalizing off of it to get attention on social media, and then he ends up, unfortunately, losing his life as a direct result of this. I don't think many people are blaming the social media platforms. You know, no one's saying, you're kind of saying like Trap Lord Ross is in the wrong because he's creating this atmosphere of people doing crimes to get clout, but nobody says, hey, we need to ban Instagram from allowing these gang members to have a platform. And these social media accounts, these social media platforms, they are a big part of this situation. They're stoking all of this, like all of this stuff that's going on. They're giving a voice to it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think Instagram, whether it's Chicago Sun-Times, my channel, they're all part of a much bigger problem, which I think is just the fact that we've got a society where people are being allowed to fall through the cracks. And, you know, you've got situations where people are having these gang conflicts and they're just putting it out there for the whole world to see and nobody's stopping it. I mean, like these guys killing each other, it shouldn't even get to Instagram, whether it's the cops shutting it down and having some sort of intervention to stop these conflicts getting to this level, or just not letting the city become such a fucking nightmare where people are shooting out in broad daylight. I think it's like, once again, it's just like, it is all playing out on social media, but it's not Mark Zuckerberg's fault. You know what I mean? I'm reporting on this stuff because, let's be real, you said it yourself, Chicago drill is number one when it comes to hip hop music. Like Chicago, the drill wave, your city is the hottest topic when it comes to music. And part of that is because the music is amazing. Part of that is also because the stories and the violence behind it is so raw. And again, it's not, you know, it's the same thing of like, do you want to blame the record labels? Like King Von, let's be real, was one of the biggest clout chasers when it came to hopping on songs and talking about, I've murdered so many people. And no one ever really levels this same thing at the record label. Nobody ever says, hey, Empire Music, you shouldn't platform this stuff. Somebody might slide. And bear in mind, you've got me doing a documentary about, you know, maybe the nuance behind some of these stories. But then you've got Empire Distribution putting out a song by King Von where he's saying, my shorties are catching bodies for me. And the body is a guy that got killed the week before. That's definitely going to stoke violence. Or like, for example, the other option is like FBG Duck, when he made that song Dead Bitches, and he's talking about he's smoking on this person, that person, this person, that have all been killed in this gang war. Very rarely do you see people stand up and say, you know what, maybe Duck's music contributed to what happened. Maybe Von saying that all of these different people got smoked. Tuka, people saying they've been smoking Tuka for the last 15 years in the rap game. And it's like, nobody ever says, Chief, like, let's stop listening to Chief Keef, or let's take down Chief Keef's music. It's kind of like, it's a much bigger part. It's like my channel, the social media, the music. I think it's all a much bigger part of like a much wider situation that's going on in society, that ultimately, like me taking down a video or academics saying that he's not doing war in Chirac, I don't think these things will solve the problem. You know what I mean? But I actually agree with you that I think we're in this fucked up clout era where violence is essentially being rewarded by clout and attention. If you come out and you're the new rapper and you say you got 3 bodies, even DaBaby, when he came out and it was like he had the self-defense shooting, that blew him up. And that's actually a fucked up state that society and media is in. But I just don't think it's my fault. I think I'm at the bottom of the pile talking about this crazy shit that's going on.
So,
but I don't think it's my fault.
I'm not putting everything on you. I'm not. I'm just telling you that you are a leaf on the actual tree. That's all I'm telling you. But the really big issue that I have is that everything that you gathered was just from the internet. Like, you didn't talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't interview not one person. You didn't come to Chicago and sit down like a van would have did. You know what I'm saying? So that make it like it's not authentic to me and the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you speaking on things and you ain't talk to not one human being. Everybody you talk to is from the UK, and you want us to respect the work. That I can't lie, it was immaculate. Had look, it was off the chain, but like you probably spent a couple $100,000 on it. But it's fictional. It's no real people. So you going off everything that you're being told from someone that hasn't even spoke to this person. So that makes it like a ghost chasing a ghost. It's not real. It don't exist. So now then you put a serial killer. That's deep. That's like a dude raped one person, but you call him a serial rapist. He only raped one woman, and that's not good. You know what I'm saying? But that's deep though when you get to go on serial killer. Now we finna create a bunch of serial killers in the communities throughout the whole world. That video, because guess what? Everybody, because now they finna feel like I can be known like fun. I can be next to a dirt. I can have a record label. I can get $1 million because they gonna think this the way. Because you make it seem like it's just so cool with your video. You get what I'm saying? And I know you always say allegedly, but you also be saying that Von did do these murders. So it be confusing me. Do you believe this yourself? Or is you putting it together because it's a plot for the people?
You know what?
Let me jump in one. Let me jump in one. And kind of just streamline one thing. The title of the video, because I watch a lot of your videos, and I think your reporting is pretty incredible for what you're able to do and how you're able to piece things together. I think it's a lot of it's very informative. I learned a lot. This particular video is one that the title is suggestive, which is a little different when covering this type of thing for you. I've seen videos in the past, and one video was like how Jay-Z got finessed, or how Jay-Z finessed Dame Dash, or something like that. But a lot of times when you're talking about the back and forth that might exist in some of these communities, the videos are kind of straight up. It's like, hey, Jacksonville's deadly gang war, something that we can all agree is happening. Or the murder of FBG Duck, how that happened. This video particularly, I want to get your answer as to why you felt the need to name it this, says King Von Rap's first serial killer. And obviously charged the language in terms of like, wow, what a title. Rather than have this be the life of King Von, the street dealings of King Von, why was it important for you to use the designation as serial killer for Von? And what sort of journalistic conclusion were you trying to get to by naming it that? Why was that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I spent quite a few months putting together this video. Obviously, I know a lot about Von. You know, I've been a big fan of his for a long time, but also, you know, I've been following the situations and the drama surrounding him. I've covered him in the past. I didn't set out initially to do the serial killer documentary about him. I was trying to do his whole life story. But I'll just be honest, man. At a certain point, when I start putting it together, because look, he said in 1 million songs, I've got 7 bodies. How many bodies? I've got 3 plus 4. You're going to need 3.
Man, Dave is an idiot. That's all I can say. Dave is an idiot. Dave is an idiot. Whoever Dave is, you are an idiot.
The purpose of this video initially was I wanted to go through every alleged body and basically debunk it or prove it and say, like,
Dave is an idiot.
Okay, he says in his song 7 bodies. Who are they? Let me make a list. Who are they? I did all
that black dude right there with the cap on is an idiot.
Bear in mind that picture that's going around.
I'm tired of typing over there. He's an idiot.
People that he's been connected to.
Dave is an
idiot. It got reported as if like these are the 11 bodies Von has. If you watch the video,
it's like, what the fuck, bro? Dave, you are a fucking idiot, bro.
Has been connected to. Like, the purpose of the video was to basically say,
I hate his whole defense. His defense was garbage, fam.
Who are those 7?
You're supposed to say shit like, well,
and during the process of the video, like,
hold on, let me mute this.
I read
shit.
every single tweet that man ever tweeted.
I ain't gonna mute it. I'm gonna keep it going.
I read the FBI definition.
Dave, you're supposed to say the you're supposed to say the stuff that he said.
That he ever did, every feature. And
You're
I came
supposed
to
to tell him, hey, why
my
don't you make a
personal opinion is
video
that he is a serial
since you
killer.
get 1 million
He killed
views?
more than 3 people in different
You
locations over
tell
a different time span, and he got
Instagram
personal gratification
and
out of letting the whole
Facebook
world know
and
that he was a
iTunes
killer
and
and that he would
Spotify,
do this
hey,
again. And clearly, his whole
I
infamy was
think
based
y'all are
on that.
wrong
Like, let's be
promoting
real.
this type
A
of
lot of people
activity
want
on
to
the
change the
internet.
narrative now and act like Von was an angel. But right up
And
until he
look,
died,
he gets to sit up and say all of these
like
things that are
the
gonna
story was
trigger
Von is the biggest
dumb
thief and he has
niggas.
7 bodies. That's why we like him. That's just fact. So the reason I gave it that title, I know it's sensational, and I know that
Exactly.
this
It's
would
all about
provoke a
shocking the
strong
culture.
response, but I felt like the
Instead of
content of the
saying,
video proves that he's a
if he
serial
would have
killer. I mean,
said
I said
Bomb
it in
was a
response.
murderer,
It's my opinion that he meets the description of a serial killer by
it
the
wouldn't have had
FBI.
the same
I know a
impact.
lot of people disagree. I felt like at a certain point it was like, I think all the evidence in front of me, 300 pages of research
That's not the
said
evidence
this guy
because he
meets the
wasn't investigated
requirements
by
for a serial
FBI.
killer.
He
So I
was
set up
only
with a title like
investigated
that.
by the
But
state and the
I just
city.
want to do
So
one
this
thing.
is not an FBI
I
issue. They didn't put
know
him
we disagree on a
on
lot of things, Dave,
the
but I just got to
most
ask you
wanted
straight up.
list.
Do you
You feel
believe
what I'm
personally that
saying?
King Von
So you
killed
can't say
anyone?
he was a
I mean,
serial killer and he wasn't labeled a
honestly,
serial killer.
I mean, I don't know.
That's
I mean, I
false.
can't tell you that. I can't tell you if Von killed somebody. Like, I wasn't with him.
And then if he's been
Now, listening
acquitted
to his
for all of
music,
these charges,
I
you
would
can't
think he
call him
killed
a serial
somebody.
killer, bro.
But me
That's
personally, no, I can't say
slanderous. You
that.
can't do that. He can only do it because he's in a whole nother
See,
country. That's
I
why
guess
he's
it's
getting away
difficult
with
because
it.
it's kind of like,
And this
Way
dumb
to
nigga Dave
stay
ain't saying
Way to
shit.
stay solid.
okay,
there,
but then,
man.
okay,
Dave is an idiot,
so
bro.
let's add to that, right?
This dumb nigga from Chicago call himself
Let's add to that,
Chicago
okay?
King Dave.
You
This
don't
nigga
believe
don't
Von
have
killed
no
anyone.
intelligence
He's
at all.
got tweets
He
saying,
don't know
I
how to
killed 5
argue at all.
GDs. So is that cap? It's just cap. All cap.
It's
Fucking
cap.
idiot, bro.
He ain't been found guilty of it.
It's cap.
I'm not allowed, man.
Straight cap. And he said he beat the case because they killed the witness. That's cap too.
I can't tell you that. I ain't from that neighborhood.
Damn,
Okay.
Dave.
I ain't in the mix with that.
Ross, you're gonna bump up against a lot of politics. These are questions.
But I think it's important. I think it's important to show that because it's kind of like I appreciate the debate, and I'll take on anyone and debate anything, to be honest. But it's kind of like if you're coming from it from the perspective of Von never did any of the shit he was rapping about, and that his raps are all caps. Like, come on, man. Like we were listening to Von because he said he had 7 bodies, and everyone said Von was the realist, and he tweeted that he was whacking GDs often, and to kind of like revise history and sort of say, and I know you're keeping it solid, and we're from very different worlds, and I completely understand how that goes, but it's kind of like, if you want to get on and argue with me about the videos all cap, but at the same time, like, the dude was saying that he killed 7 people in his music, and he was known as the realest rapper out. It's sort of like, it's hard to take the argument into that next level when we can't really like establish those the basic facts that he wasn't convicted of any murders, fine, but
It'd be
he said
like,
he killed 7 people.
You better than the FBI. You actually doing the wrong profession. Because it's like the feds. I'm pretty sure they would have had one already if he was a serial killer. If you found it this easy with it being online, don't you think the feds would have already had him?
That's a good question, and here's my genuine response to that. Right, I at least I had 3 whole years from since Von passed
He's an
away
idiot,
to
bro.
research this, and we all
Now
know
he's
that
just
while he
saying
was alive,
stuff,
the
bro.
feds were on his ass. So if
I
you
hate
listen to his
niggas, bro.
album, Welcome to O-Block, the literal first lyric of that album is "Police steady watching me." Like, he knew the feds were watching him. There's that clip in the documentary you see. He was flying on a plane the month before he died, and the feds were literally stopping him, searching his bags on the plane. So they were onto him. And then if you look at the documents related to the FBG Duck murder, there's a lot of references to basically say
He's
that,
an idiot.
this guy
He
was
couldn't
driving
out-talk
around
me
the block
like that.
arranging for these murders to happen. So I think that actually, I know it's
Traveler Ross, he
it's
couldn't
kind of funny
do
to say
me
like,
like
oh, I'm
that.
like the feds, I'm on it like the
That
FBI.
shit that he
But
doing
actually,
right
I'm
now,
3
he
years
couldn't do
late,
that to
and I
me,
think
fam.
if Von was still alive, I think he would have been locked up with Muwok and all of those guys. Like, I think that's how
Bro,
it would
this
have played
nigga.
out if he was still here, because he knew that the feds.
But bro, straight culture vulture, bro. Look, bloggers don't have no
All right, let me ask
loyalty
you,
to nothing, bro.
let me say something
They
real
are
quick.
shock
I want
jock
you
and
to
they just
extrapolate
say
kind of what
whatever,
it was
bro.
that you were saying, Ross. So
He's an idiot, bro. That Dave nigga's an idiot.
I don't.
I hate Dave.
not Dave's not going to say this. I'm not going to say this. I'm not pinning anything on anybody they weren't convicted for or anything like that. It's not what I'm doing. But let's say, for the sake of your next point, that you believe 100% of everything that Von put in all of his raps. Get to the point that you were about to.
I mean, like, that's the thing. If we believe everything, so here's the thing, right? Von. This is the problem I really struggle with a lot of the criticism I've been getting, because it's a lot of people are coming out saying
he finna say he killed 7 people
right
and watch.
Von died. All anyone would ever say, and bear in mind, I eat, leave.
Come on, Van Lathan, bro.
And breathe hip hop all day. I listen to all the hip hop that comes out.
That's what I've been saying in the comments.
All anyone was saying until Von died.
All of y'all are clout chasing off of dead niggas, bro. I'm finna type it again.
All facts. You know, Von himself was dissing other rappers. Von was dissing NBA Youngboy, saying, "You got cap in your raps. You're not real like me."
Just look, bro. He's gonna keep going.
7 people. So it's almost like people want to come to me and say the argument of like, well, he was never convicted. But like, let's be real. He was on songs talking about I killed 7 people. He was known as the realist. Bear in mind, if somebody comes out tomorrow and says, I'm the realest rapper, I killed 7 people, and there's no proof, we can't go and look up all of the details of all these different murders they were involved in, people are going to say it's cap and their career's not going anywhere. Now, I'm not saying it's good that hip-hop seems to reward violence at the moment. I actually don't think that's a good thing. And I listen to a lot of great hip-hop music by people that aren't killers, for the record. But, like, I think when it comes to Von, it's just really disingenuous for everyone to kind of turn around now and be like, well, he was never convicted. Because when he was alive, he was running around saying, I got 7 bodies. I am the realist.
I told you he gonna bring that 7 bodies up.
Von is the realist. That's why we fucked
I told you he just gonna keep saying it. Because they can't, what can, the dumb nigga can't say nothing. He just sitting there looking cool. I hate niggas, bro. And he just a civilian. He ain't even just like that, bro.
And now it's kind of like he's passed on, and we've actually looked in, and I've sat down and gone.
Van Lathan is a reporter.
These are all the real things that were going on at the time.
Van Lathan, he seen me when I came in. He said, "What's up, Pharaoh?" But fam,
I mean, I think it's a little bit.
Van Lathan is just—he's just working, bro. This is work, bro.
Von never did any of this, but like everybody was.
This is work, bro.
When he was alive, and
come on, man.
This to this person.
This is continuing the continuing the conversation.
All of the content around Von.
Because if there is going to be a second season, this is the type of stuff that brings on another season.
Come at me and try and shut me down or take down the
rappers are on the menu right now, y'all.
I'm reading Von's tweets. I'm reading stuff the guy said himself, and he wanted to be.
It doesn't matter. We don't take social media serious.
There was a video that was really popular about Von when he was alive by Trap Geek called "The Soft Spoken Assassin," and you know Von tweet the day that came out.
Yeah,
tweeted,
I watched
don't believe what all these white people are saying about me. But then a month later, he's changed his mind. He's calling himself the soft spoken assassin. So he kind of fed into these narratives about him even when he was alive, right? So it's really difficult to argue with the fact that like all this is out there and he was the GOAT for being the realist when he was alive. And now 3 years later, everyone wants to kind of act like he was innocent when go and throw on one of his albums and you're going to hear all the same shit that's in my video, basically.
Dave, you got anything else? By the way, relax.
Big act.
I see you acting up in the comments. Relax. Y'all keep it kosher in the comments, man. Act always on some shit, man. Shout out academics. Dave, you got anything else?
Tell me, Rose, like, what do you think of the culture? Like, what do you think the culture is?
Bro, I love that question, man. I think that the culture, it depends what culture we're talking about, but for me, hip-hop culture has always been about success and aspiration. So bear in mind, right, a lot of people come at me, and I completely understand. They say, you're just this white nerd from the suburbs in England. You don't know anything about this real hip-hop shit. And fine, you're kind of right. But at the same time, I grew up my whole life in this suburban English area, a million miles away from let's say the Marcy Projects or Jamaica Queens. But I grew up listening to people like Jay-Z and 50 Cent, admiring them. These guys are my heroes. And for me, hip hop was always about these guys that came from the most difficult situations. Jay-Z was literally, selling crack in the Marcy Projects. Or 50 Cent was getting shot. They shot him 9 times. He's supposed to be dead. These guys bounced back from this and became multi-millionaires. Jay-Z's a billionaire. He became one of the greatest artists. In my opinion, like in 100 years' time, people are going to look back at people like Jay-Z as the great artists of this century. People like Jay-Z, 50 Cent. So to me, hip-hop culture has always been about aspiration. And let's be real, like, young black men beating the odds. Because let's be real, look, I'm not black. I can't say that I've experienced the black experience, but I love black culture. I love black music, and I don't think that anyone. Some people say I'm a racist, but I just don't buy it. But it's kind of like, I think that these stories are so important. Yeah, I've not experienced the persecution that a black person has, and that's fucked up. But at the same time, it's like, to me, hip hop was always about black people overcoming the odds, making amazing art, amazing music, and making their lives better, moving away from the negativity. And I think that Chicago drill is in a really interesting space where, to me, Chicago drill was all about these guys that were in the most deadly, dangerous situations that you could possibly imagine. And they would talk about it in music, become famous, and get the hell away from those situations. To me, Chief Keef is the perfect example. He was in O Block around all of that shit, got famous through his music, and got the hell out of there. And then, to be honest, I would say King Von is the polar opposite. He was in those situations as deep as you could possibly
poor
be.
Dave.
He became a millionaire.
Yeah, nigga, poor Dave.
Yeah,
you gonna see that shit, nigga.
He, allegedly was putting money on people's heads. And in many ways, like, Von is kind of the antithesis of what I actually think that, like,
we spamming now,
yeah. Culture should be about. It should be about getting away from that stuff and making great art. But that's the way I see it. And I admit that I make videos and I try and be as honest as I can, but I don't know everything about the situations that people go through in the hood. And, people say I'm a culture vulture. I would disagree with that, but at the same time, like, I really don't mean any harm. And I honestly, like, I admire and I respect and I have sympathy for the struggle that these artists that I
Dave finna get mad.
I'd love to know,
poor
what
Dave.
What do you think I can do, or what do you think, like, people in my position could do to, like, help or, like, promote more positivity in Chicago? Because I don't take any pleasure in the violence.
So
shit, like, for real.
I just want to say, like, I never had no type of hate or nothing towards you, right? I really respect the craft and everything. Something that I would like more would be to just have more facts, get more in tune with the people. That means something to the culture when you talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Just going off everything that's just out there in the universe, it upsets us. It makes us feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you afraid of us? Like, you love everything black, but you ain't talk to not one black person. So it makes us look at you a little different.
I'm an idiot.
Like,
I'm trolling like
motherfuckers.
Fuck these stupid motherfuckers.
Reach out to people.
She talking about,
you can send people a couple dollars. It'll make it all different.
You
and
happy
guess what?
now?
People still gonna complain,
Where's
but it'll be better because you'll have some real facts. You'll have some real stories. You know what I'm saying? That's why you'll have somebody like me saying something about it, because it's like, man, this dude just got all this shit off fucking Instagram and some rap songs. That's bullshit to me. That's why I say it's cap. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get on here to tear you down. I'm not no debater or none of that shit. I'm not, man, he great at this. You know what I'm saying? I can interview people. I'm good at that. But I just wanted to hear your side, and I really wanted the streets to hear your side, because I'm part of the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dudes from the streets. They tuned in right now. They want to hear what you had to say. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you. I ain't here to tear you down or none of that. I don't want to see you not eat none of that. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate you explaining yourself. It meant a lot to me. You know?
Man, fuck Dave.
Word. That's what we. I want to follow up with one thing. A vulture. When people say culture vulture, I think it's an interesting term. A vulture is an animal that scavenges on something dead. It swoops in when something is dead and it eats off the bones of something, right? So the term culture vulture is literally one of the most sinister things that anyone can be called, because it implies that you're eating a culture that's in peril, that's struggling for its life, that you're trying to
it's all the nigga. Poor money line.
I think you're a culture vulture. I've never thought about it, but I don't think you are. But if you're not a culture vulture, what would you say that Trap Lord Ross does to add to hip hop culture? You talked deeply about how you like hip hop, what the effect that it's had on your life. Like if I were pushing back on you, I would say Trap Lord Ross doesn't.
Your badge is cap, nigga.
Trap Lord Ross doesn't necessarily promote any music. It seems as if go with me here.
I'm
That
going
someone
in.
could make the argument
That
that you
nigga
are
is mad.
picking off the
Hey,
black
all these
family,
niggas in
that
the
you're
they get
highlighting
mad in the
things that
comments. These niggas in the comments get mad
are
because
either
I'm
necessary,
steady
are
saying poor
negative
Dave,
or
poor Dave.
sensational.
So
Now,
anybody
I
say
find
something to
it
me,
to
I'm gonna
be,
put
I mean, I
hashtag
think a lot of
poor
people
and
do
then they
that.
name. I
But
don't
what
give
would
a
you
fuck
say to
who they
people that
is.
said, well, by definition, you are a vulture because
Yeah.
there's not much there that enhances the culture, or you don't add to it?
Yeah,
Do you think that's a
I
fair
don't think it's a
assessment?
fair assessment, because I mean, you also made it
And
clear
then he
in
says,
your
I think it's a
homicides when
fair
you talk about
assessment.
these things, and I assume that your intention with
Sure.
that is to kind of contribute to the conversation
That's what
around
I'm
these
talking about,
topics.
man. Like,
These
to
very
call that
important
nigga what he is.
situations and stories in the hip
He
hop
is a
history.
culture vulture.
And the way I kind of see it is that, like, yeah, sure thing.
Can I add? Can I say something about that show? Show was about victims. So for hip hop homicides, and just so we clarify, so for hip hop homicides, I sat down with 8 mothers who got to tell the story of their sons and daughters. So the show that we made, in my opinion, and I'm not differentiated between what you do, the show that we made, the skin in the game that we had was when we sat down to make
This
the
nigga
show
talking about,
was
I
to
wasn't no
examine the
victim.
dysfunction in these different situations that lead to these outcomes, and share energy with the families and the victims of the people where they're from that this happened to. Like, so for me, it was going to talk to Vaughn's mother. I was with Duck's mom. I was with XXXTentacion's mom, Chinx's mom, Soulja Slim's mom, sitting down there and hoping that everybody out there can see the effects of what this dysfunction actually does to people. So as we look through those cases, we definitely tried to see, okay, how did all of this happen? But the most important part of the show for me was to talk directly, to be on O Block, to be on 63rd, to be in Chicago with Dave, and just see how this is actually fucking people's lives.
I think
so
it's just it's really a difference of as far as like how you want to approach the project, because obviously the counter argument to that would be, well, you're exploiting these grieving families for people's entertainment, which I don't believe. But I think it's a difference in how you want to approach it. I really admire what you did with Hip Hop Homicides. And as Dave said, it does make a difference when you go and speak to people in person and you get those original first person perspectives. Now, sometimes those perspectives are a little bit biased as well. But my approach when it comes to...
No, not sometimes.
Well, yeah. But like...
Go for it, yeah.
The difference with me, one, I mean, I would love to actually go to Chicago and speak to some people. I mean, you actually, that's something I'm kind of pursuing in the background. But at the same time, my style,
and poor Dave is still an idiot.
My thing was I just sit in a room and I give my take on hip-hop history stories that I think
I'm
are
going
really
in.
But jump forward to now.
I'm going in,
y'all.
I'm going in.
Topics,
Fuck these lying ass niggas.
and little wisecracks like I used to.
Man, I'm going in,
now
son.
I take these topics very seriously. And I do actually try and capture.
I hate these people, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. They always,
that I did on
they always.
I had a whole chapter where I kind of analyzed, the statements that his mother had made and the experience that his mother had had. Admittedly, I didn't go and speak to her firsthand because that's just not my style. I'm more of a researcher rather than like an interviewer. But at the same time, I would say like, I try and put myself into people's shoes. Like when you watch my videos, I try and take on the perspective of like, I say, why was King Von like this? Or like, why were the guys that killed FBG Duck driven to this? Well, they grew up losing their fathers or their friends to the gun in front of them, right? This drove the way that they were conditioned to think. It pushed them towards murder or situations where they would take somebody else's life. So I think the way that I try and not be seen as a vulture is I try and provide like a nuanced perspective as to like the wider societal reasons for these things. And I think if you want like the perfect example of what would be like vulturing the culture, you've got these channels like Hip Hop Daily or like, these sort of channels where it's like, you can tell that they've just paid a guy on Fiverr to just find out.
Shut the fuck up.
Throw it into a video, get the guy over and put it out. Like,
and they got 261 followers.
There's no face to it. There's no nuance. It's just who's got bodies, sensationalize it, chuck a thumbnail with the writing's blood and throw it out there. And that's not what I'm on. Like, I put my face in my videos. Yeah, I'm not the guy you might expect to be interested in these sorts of things. But like, I stand on my shit. Like, I put myself in the videos. I give my perspective, and I really do try and say, like, if you watch a lot of my recent videos murder and death,
that nigga,
I will always try in those videos to say, what are the reasons for this? Like, this needs to stop. How can we get a greater understanding? What could the city do to improve this? And I personally think that kind of like is what sets me apart from those people. And like, I'm never gonna, if someone thinks I'm a culture vulture, I'm never gonna convince them otherwise, I don't think, with my words. But like, I feel with my actions deep down, like, I know I actually give a shit. Like, when somebody says to me, like, you know, these situations are fucked up and people are hurting over the people that have died, like, bro, this stuff affects me. You know, I don't take it lightly that I spent, you know, 2 months looking into these situations with King Von and all these people that passed away. And, you know, it might be hard for some people to believe, but I do put myself in the shoes of, you know, the families of the victims. And admittedly, I haven't gone out and spoken to them. And maybe that
nigga's a bad vulture.
I could do, because I think that would be an important project. I just don't know how to approach it. But like, I put myself in those shoes, and I think about the victims of people that King Von allegedly killed.
A bad vulture.
I often think to myself, like, how must it have felt to be the mother of somebody that King Von allegedly killed, and then this guy is on TV talking about he's got 7 bodies. You know, in my video, there's a screenshot from, I think it's the sister of Malcolm Stuckey, one of King Von's, you know, alleged victims, where he actually ended up beating the case, and he later rapped that they killed one of the witnesses. But like, you know, there's a social media post from the sister of Malcolm Stuckey saying, I'm disgusted that this guy, he beats the murder of my brother, and he's now out here making songs. Like, you know, I see something like that, and that I feel the hurt, but I also feel like that's important to be put out there, because you've had, you know, how long was Von's career? 2-3 years of this guy running around saying he's got 7 bodies, and he's smoking Tuka, and he's smoking this person and that person, and there's never been a voice given to, like you say, the families of these people that were his alleged victims. And I think, not to go too hard at anyone, but like, I think it is kind of disrespectful to those people that are grieving their loss, for people to run around saying Von did nothing wrong and he didn't kill anyone, where, fine, he wasn't convicted, but like, by his own words, he was a multiple killer, and no one.
Look at Skull, look at this bitch ass nigga, he just gonna come in there.
Murders that he was alleged
Get
to
the
have done.
fuck out of here.
And it makes you wonder how the family
Look,
feel. And
they watch it, look, now Skull wanna show up.
So it's sort of like interesting that people.
Look at this shit, boy, these niggas some context,
like
man,
niggas. Zero
boy.
accountability for Von himself. Fine, he wasn't convicted of the crimes, but he became a millionaire. About them. And
no, watch how this shit go after this point.
I sometimes wonder how.
Just watch how this shit go, y'all.
Making songs like "Should Have Ducked," making, you know.
Oh my God!
Watch how this shit go after this.
No, is that an unfair thing to say?
Right.
Ross is an idiot.
Go for it. Like, have your say. First of all, I will say this. Ross did reach out to me and asked me to connect him with some people. So
all right, y'all, let's play the game. Everybody go over there and hashtag Dr. Pharaoh Ali.
Like, I put him with some people.
Let's play the game, y'all. Everybody go hashtag Dr. Pharaoh Ali.
Stop by Dave's podcast.
Everybody go over there right now and hashtag Dr. Pharaoh Ali. Let's play. Let's play the game. Everybody go do it. Everybody go hashtag Dr. Pharaoh Ali. That's it. Just watch. Let's see what happened, y'all. Let's see what happened. If everybody go over there right now and spam Dr. Pharaoh Ali.
Forever. So I feel you, Ross.
Let's see what happened. Look at a whole lot of woods. Look at him. These niggas call tasting like me. Look at him. I told you. Look at him. Them niggas over there putting up the dog sign. Them my girls. Look at them. These niggas be cloud chasing like a motherfucker, fam. Like, god damn. These niggas ain't even know that this was going on.
Look at you and had to really legislate.
Look at a whole lot of bullshit. You got scoring a whole lot of bullshit. Look at them. Well, I can't never just do my own thing, bro. I can't never just have my own, you know what I'm saying? These niggas always watching Pharaoh, bro.
And let me tell you how that reflects.
Everybody go hashtag Dr. Pharaoh Ali. Just hashtag Dr. Pharaoh Ali, y'all. Fuck these niggas. Them niggas thirsty in the biz, bro. Look, he finna get the girls to go in there and do it next. Watch. Watch, he gonna get he gonna get the Skull Gang to go and do it too. Hey, hurry up, y'all. That nigga dude, he up to something. Y'all hurry up, y'all.
And I'm like, fuck. They talking about it like
Everybody just go over there and hashtag Dr. Pharaoh Ali.
Like, it's like a real TV show to them.
That's all you got to do.
Well, God damn it. Like, I knew some of these.
Well, matter of fact, y'all don't got to do it. I'm not finna force y'all to do that.
Some of the people,
yeah.
And
look,
it's a lot of shit that went on. And to see somebody that's like kind of not from it, have an opinion on it, at first it's jarring. And it's jarring for a lot of people. At first it's like, what the fuck is this motherfucker on? What is he trying to do? And it's our pain and suffering, which is cyclical and needs to come with some accountability for how we're changing our neighborhoods and who we're holding accountable as activists.
Look at academics. He talking about add me.
All that stuff is real. It just kind of seems like, okay, well, we got all of this stuff to deal with. And on top of that, we have more. And on top of that, we have somebody who
Dave didn't do a good job, bro.
Or doesn't know what it's like to kind of live in a place like that. Just
Dave could have said way more, bro.
Now for me, I don't make excuses for motherfuckers doing dumb shit. I'm too old. I'm 43 on Sunday, and y'all need to get right. So I get a better understanding of certain things, some information that I might not have had by watching your videos, because they're very deep and detailed. However, that is not a substitute for me reaching out to people like Dave. For me, reaching out to the other people that I made in Chicago to understand not what might have happened, but how it feels. Because, like, at the end of the day, and this is for everybody, hip hop homicides as well, and TMZ before that. It's not like I've been somebody that's never been in a place that's been criticized, but I'm saying, but what I'm saying is, sometimes with what we're talking about, like, we feel the loss of the people that have been in our neighborhoods. We feel the people that are going to be killed. We know that it's coming. We interviewed FBG Cash when we did hip hop homicides, and
rest in peace to Cash.
Cool guy, funny guy. He's dead.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace.
Fucking, I'm calling all these niggas poor.
He's dead. He's dead. He didn't even live to the premiere of the show. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and I'm like, yo, man, I called Dave when that happened. I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck, bro? Like, and I don't know what he had done. And even while when we did that episode, I politely asked Dave to move a hat that had a diss on. I politely asked Cash to move a hat that had a diss on it, because I don't want to be in the middle of all of that stuff that's going on. But I think, to distill everything that I'm saying right now, I think it comes from sometimes people in the Black community, or from different parts of the Black community, the feeling that our pain is being exploited, the feeling that the dysfunction that's being done to us intentionally is somebody else's entertainment, even if it's ours as well. That feeling is what you get sometimes. And it's not always fair. I'll just be real with you, Ross. It's not always fair. But I'll be honest with you. You up for the conversation, and as we talk, I always have felt like your interest in these issues were from a genuine place, and the reality of it is that not everybody is going to agree, but you
for real, man. I appreciate both of you. Like, even, there were a lot of things me and Dave disagreed on, but there were also things that we agreed on. And I think that we all agree that, what's going on in some of these places is not good. I'd love to know if there's a way that I can contribute positively. And, I'm open to any kind of discussion. So, I appreciate there's a positive side and there's something positive to come out of this. But at the same time, like, I feel like
bro, look at this shit. This shit finna be funny.
Recently. But, like, I'm open to any kind of conversation. So, I really appreciate this. And
academics look like a damn soggy Teddy Graham bear.
Shut me down. I really appreciate that. Some understanding. And, maybe I could come to Chicago and meet you. There are a lot of people in my DM saying they're going to smoke me if I come to Chicago. So
hey, man,
I'll
be honest about that, man. That could happen. Me and Van talked about this before. So, Chicago a tricky place, man. You just got to be careful with the people that you deal with. Backdoor is a sport in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And people would love to put you on the documentary. Just know that. The same way they love to put academics on one.
Jesus.
Bro, I know it's true.
Poor Dave.
It's true.
All right. they was asking for you.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I enjoyed this debate. I'm gonna be honest though, because I've been in a bunch of these before and I've never shied away. I think the context and the pretext that y'all were debating on was just like, I warned Traplo Ross, but I was actually wrong. There's like zero way to defend Vaughn in the majority of things you talk about. You're either gonna have a bad faith debate about Vaughn, or be completely delusional, or you're gonna have to be forced to be acknowledge certain uncomfortable truths. And to be honest, like salute to my man Dave, but like the moment I heard he said maybe when Vaughn was talking about bodies, he was talking about the chicks he smashed. I said, oh, we got it. like that's being willfully ignorant. It's being willfully ignorant. If people in the UK could read through and decode what this person's admitting, and it's also matching up with actual crimes, brother, you can't tell me you're on the streets of Chicago and you're thinking you're playing games. So now we're not even having a debate. Now we're not having a debate. Now we're having a okay. And by the way, this is the easiest thing. They do it to me too. When we can't debate you, we're gonna just say you're the police. We're gonna call you the cops.
How can I be a street nigga and get on here and say he bodied somebody? So I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, he killed the motherfucker. When you in the streets, you don't tell it. You don't talk about no shit that's in the streets. You don't get on the internet and talk about that. That's where I come from. So I would never get on here and mention nothing about nobody bodies or nothing. Even if I was right there when they murdered the motherfucker, I'm not gonna speak about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The conversation is disingenuous because you come into the conversation.
I told y'all he was finna do it, bro. I told y'all, fam.
Unfair, when in reality, Vaughn is not the victim. The 7 people or however many that he may have been accused of or to be the suspect of being killed.
Look, I knew it, bro.
Those are the victims. So
he was the victim.
The victim is not Vaughn.
Can I be real with
Dave
you?
is an idiot, bro.
If you watch Ross's video, it doesn't come off like that. And this, to me, I'm gonna ask all of the relevant questions, but I've watched the
act to the rescue. Exactly.
The time that he was
like poor act to the rescue.
To where I actually believe that he's become one of the most thorough, one of the most digestible, and one of the most noteworthy documentarians. Period. And I tell people this all the time. If you watch the whole video, there's no way that you come away with the idea that King Von
a victim of life and circumstances. A victim of life and circumstances.
Oh, here go act. Here you go. He finna start arguing.
That's what I meant to say. Like there's just let me finish acting. I'm not gonna talk this, but the whole beginning of the video.
Look, man, Lathan trying to get out the way. This nigga Act want to go in because the dumb nigga done came up there and gave Act fuel.
To becoming some of the things that people think
no, absolutely. Most people that come from any impoverished background or any background or area where there's a lot of violence, they're probably a victim of that.
Dave.
That's not what obviously if you watch the whole thing, you saw somebody who kind of maniacally enjoyed the fact that he had the power to kill and that he did kill and bragged about other killings and bragged about inflicting hurt and pain. That's a little bit different. But even beyond that, that's what I was just saying about even this debate. I'm like, if you're going into it saying that everything was wrong, I think that's also being not only disingenuous to we got common sense here. We're not gonna we don't have to be police, you're right. We don't have to solve crimes. But if a dude is basically just giving us all the clues and it matches up with everything, come on, we don't gotta admit it, but it has to be understood at least. So then when you start moving the conversation, and by the way, I've been in a bunch of these conversations, it always stops here. My approach, which is a little bit different than Traplo Ross's approach, is I'll admit some culpability. And what the culpability I've always admitted is that, by the way, what I do in Traplo Ross does is slightly different. When I did the war in Chirac, I've always told people I would never do it again, only because I did it in a satirical approach. I gave nicknames, and some of those things, when dealing with a lot of pain and hurt, you should probably remove. Okay, so I've always said that wasn't the best way to do it. Right at that time, I felt it was. In hindsight, I would have done it that way. But I still defend whether it's me, Trap Lord Ross, or anybody else, like, you got to realize, like, King Von made a whole a career worth tens of millions of dollars off of these crimes and bragging about all the violence he did. You can't tell me that because he's entitled to that, the victims don't get any type of, by the way, imagine being a victim or a family of one of the victims, and the dude who allegedly did something to your relative is the biggest rapper from your neighborhood. There is no like, payback for that. They don't get anything. So it's kind of like, it's odd when y'all point out, like, yo, you're not from Chicago. How could you talk about it? You're from the UK. How could you talk about it? Well, it's always thinking about the person who's probably already inflicting all this violence. Nobody, like, the whole conversation we having, it would be different if we start talking about the 7 people, right? But most of it is about Von's image. Did he do it? Did he not do it? Is he charged? Is he not? What about the actual people who clearly were victims? Okay, what about the people who he built a career off bragging about them being dead? What about that, right? Because there's a bunch of those people. Are we ever going to talk about that? And then the last thing, because I want to just suck up all the air in the room, the last thing always comes to this. I love these conversations, and I always get to I always like to join them because I want to show that we need to progress. Like, for example, if we're all, and that's what I'm saying about being disingenuous to a conversation, if no one's willing to concede, we're just going to be here just like talking at like brick walls. The reason why I always say, okay, I'll admit that, the way I handled the media for that time in the war in Chirac wasn't the best, is because I'm hoping other people are going to say, well, these things aren't as well conducive to trying to stop the violence, but no one stops there. People usually lump all the blame on the media, right? Yo, it's people like me or Trap Lord Ross white people are sliding. Are you kidding me? You tell me that when Lil Durk drops like 15 names and just put on his Instagram story, actual real situations that usually people like me or Trap Lord Ross, like, he's naming people we don't know. We got to Google.
Or acne is a snack.
Like, the funny thing is people think that Trap Lord Ross has like a PI, like a private investigator, or like some type of like cooperative in Chicago. Yo, he's Googling. He went through a Twitter feed. You know what I mean? Like, he's looking up Chicago Tribune articles. It's not that hard. You know what I mean? Like, these coded messages to think that crime is contained within a community, and that if anybody else decodes these simplistic ways of how, people are kind of glorifying crime, you know what I mean? Like, these dudes are talking about scoreboards all the time. Check this. Like, come on, if somebody else who has a brain to say, oh, they're talking about killing each other, they're not the problem. The niggas killing each other are the problem. That's what I think. Here, again, I know I said it was the last point, but I just want us to further the debate. So if you think Trap Lord Ross is wrong for making this video, I would ask you this. Do you think Lil Durk is wrong for continually making music, stoking a fire, and also laughing at people who died? If you do think that, because I think we should come to some type of agreement, right? Because I've seen somebody even write an article recently. They're like, yo, Academic still has the War in Chirac channel. Would you then say that all music that stokes the fire, or YouTube videos, or YouTube commentators who are instigating?
Here we are. Here we go, bro.
That should be banned, not only by,
of course, it should be banned. Yeah, let's get into the real conversation,
Apple,
bro.
Pandora, Amazon. Also, should we then hold the labels accountable?
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
Tens of millions of dollars.
I said it earlier.
Funding black genocide. Do we ever?
Because talking about white people ain't gonna get you no views.
Made a 3-hour video.
Talking about a white dude who went into a fucking store to kill people is not gonna get you no views. They're gonna shut you down.
I don't think it brings into focus just for the aspect.
Look at poor Dave, y'all. Poor Dave he's so dumb.
Like weird shit. I think it also brings into focus.
He didn't really add nothing to this whole thing, bro.
To this drill music. That sounds really good. Should Have Ducked is one of my favorite
songs. It's at 15,000 now.
What it is. That shit is celebrating Black Death.
I'm finna go.
So what do you want to do?
Try to get in the live.
Are you going to then approach the mayor? And I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about us collectively. Are we then going to start approaching the mayor?
Real quick,
I ain't gonna try.
My bad.
So, AK, I want to say this, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned Durk. When Durk put these lyrics out here to the world. When Durk put those lyrics out there and people sliding, he a street nigga. When Trap Ross or you start speaking on it, it's like these niggas nerds. That's how the streets looking at it. And it's like when y'all create create these videos and niggas slide to y'all videos. Street niggas like, damn, y'all
Nah,
slide to these goofies.
Dave is the
Y'all
black
listen to
dude
the
talking.
DJ
The dumb
Academics.
nigga talking.
Yeah, you gonna slide to
at your
Dirk, 'cause
bottom. You sit
this
next to
he a
Egg.
street nigga. So it's
LaRosse
like
is
it's a disconnect there because it's like y'all don't understand us and we don't understand y'all.
Nah.
These niggas, they really in the midst of this shit.
Is
and
down at your bottom.
They not laughing.
He the one talking
and
right
no
now, and he's an idiot.
Slap. Y'all laughing, making money when people die. So it's a big difference. So we looking at DJ Academics.
They say, like, oh my God, stop using the N-word.
You ain't even been in the middle of this shit. You don't even understand none of this shit that's going on. You making all the videos, you talking all this gangster shit. Because I see you talking about a lot of motherfuckers, and you talk a lot of gangster shit. But I know you ain't no gangster. And that'd be weird to niggas that's from the streets, that's really killers, that's really out here, when they hear somebody that don't do this talk like that. So it's like,
hey, brother. Hey, wait, hold on. Not to cut you off.
Right, so hold on. Hey. Real quick. I want to make sure that something happens here.
Mm-hmm.
The three people on this live right now, I fuck with. I get all kinds of shit for fucking with that, but I've been fucking with that. I fuck with Dave. I fuck with Ross. I want to make sure that in the midst of this conversation, that we maintain a certain level of maturity, respect, and reverence for each other. All right? I just want to make sure. Ross is
he say, that boy say,
Dave is in Chicago. I'm not going to drop his location because he got too many hours. I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles. I just want to make sure that we all maintain
poor
facts. Respect.
Poor facts.
I see the fucking wheels in your mind turning.
Oh, poor facts.
Like, so, I hear the point he makes, and I understand the perspective, right? So, we're all kind of like
Dave getting the business, my boy.
Because, at the end of the day, I'm not going to say there's either side right or not. There's just a lot of different perspectives here, right? People looking at it differently. What I would say to him is this, right?
17,000.
I would understand and agree with the perspective if it was like, for example, there's killing happening everywhere. People aren't reporting on all
everybody spam
and the stories behind
Dr. Pharaoh Ali.
For the most part. At least
I need people who deal with me to copy and paste Dr. Pharaoh Ali a whole. That's what I'm saying. If y'all go over there and spam my name, they'll put me in. He know who I am. Just go do it. Why can't people just? Y'all don't never want Pharaoh to get in the big discussions. I just said earlier.
But a lot of drill music is because that's the content that sells. I don't think Dirk's reality.
I just said to y'all earlier.
Yo, niggas better duck. I don't think that's the reality currently. Like Dirk is.
I just said to y'all earlier. See, listen. There's power in numbers. I gotta stop what I'm doing to explain to y'all, bro. 14 people. If all now I know a lot of y'all just haters, and it was probably Sko watching, and him and Woods watching. But if y'all went over there and spam add Dr. Pharaoh Ali, Van Lathan knows who I am. Like, duh, come on, y'all. Like, what? Why y'all don't want me to win? If you ain't got it, don't. I can't get up there. It's power in numbers. You dig? But y'all would rather hear niggas like Charleston White. Y'all would rather hear a whole bunch of bums get up on these platforms and talk, fam. And they ain't even saying nothing real, fam. I wouldn't even give LaRosse no fucking time of day. I'm like, man, I really don't care nothing about you, fool, because the shit that you did with Mo3 that you put me in, nigga, you didn't even tell the truth. You just saying shit, fam. You just making shit up, family. You don't know nothing about the Mo3 situation at all. You just piece together a whole bunch of shit. And this nigga Dave gonna say, it look like you spent $100,000. Boy, you got to be a broke bitch to say some shit like that. Oh, because his skin is white. You think he paid $100,000 to fix that video up? No, he didn't. Man, that dude cut and copied and pasted, and that's it, and edited that shit. Man, these people idiots, bro. Now look, I'm showing y'all how to do it. This is how you spam right here. You hashtag Dr. Pharaoh Ali. You copy and paste it, right? You can copy and then paste it about how many times can you paste this shit? Let me see. You can copy and paste it like that. Add Dr. Pharaoh Ali. It's called advertisement. This is guerrilla marketing, y'all. I'm trying to show y'all how I've always motherfucking made myself notice. I be doing shit like that. Why y'all think I did Gilly the Squid? When Silly the Squid, I say where the footage at. I copied and pasted it 100 some odd times and kept on spamming his DM until he responded. He responded, and I was able to get what I wanted out of him lying. I'm trying to come on, man. I'm trying to show y'all something, fam. Yeah, but see, that's why I don't fuck with nobody, because y'all don't ever want to work with me. But all these other people get to run plays and cloud chase and do everything, and everybody help them. Y'all share their lives. You hit the like. You give them cash apps. You do all of that shit. You give them everything. But when Pharaoh was trying to show you slow summer bitches something, y'all don't want to do nothing. That's why I don't fuck with none of y'all, really. Yeah, shit, nigga, so it is what it is. Shit, nigga, let me go back to this shit. Let me go back to what I'm doing, because y'all niggas slow in the bitch.
To kill their ops. You know, these are major.
And everybody got excuses, man. Shit, I can't wait till I make it.
And you know what, really,
boy, when I make it, I'm finna brag like a motherfucker on all you broke summer bitches that just overlooked Pharaoh.
DM me saying he was gonna fly to London and beat my face in. So you got record label execs sliding about this stuff, bro. I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
Watch. But like, when I get there, boy, I'm finna sit up and talk shit, nigga.
Talk about being disingenuous. Right?
And look, he steady saying disingenuous. Man, let me talk, man.
If we talk about instigating or fanning or fuel.
I appreciated the people that's doing it.
Sometimes there's tension.
But look, watch when my shit come up. Watch this.
Or don't talk about it, it goes away. Okay, I'll give an example. All them niggas in the Bronx that's beefing doing Bronx drill, Capital signed a hold of them. All of them. Everyone. Okay? King Fly got some. Here's the thing. When a record
watch how I do this shit, bro. This is what I'm talking about spamming, y'all. Look.
Music beefing with each other, and they give them checks. They're all now.
Wait till y'all see this shit. Look.
You think it incentivizes them to say, let me stop dissing my ops and go sing to a girl? Or does it say, let me diss my ops some more?
Well, okay. So let's distill this and roll it back a little bit. All right. So
look at this
we're
nigga
actually talking about two different things here, because
shooting them slugs.
If we talk about the crux of an issue,
that nigga shooting slugs, y'all.
In specific Black American neighborhoods, then there are all kinds of reasons why that dysfunction.
Look, you see how I do that?
We're talking about
glorification. Add Dr. Pharaoh Ali. Look at that. Yeah. Just like that. You see how it's on the street? Add Dr. Pharaoh Ali.
Doesn't have any feelings.
Now watch the people in the bottom get to talking. All I gotta do is make the people talk.
In trouble. And people were wondering, well, why do those corporations continue to play music, talk about Black Death?
I mean, shit, man, that's marketing, man. That's all I be on, man. You gotta get in where you fit in.
The difference is,
that's it. Sometimes it takes time, bro. You gotta.
The audience will accept.
It's why marketing and doing this shit ain't for everybody, fam.
They're used to it, right? An audience, the LGBTQ plus community will not accept that type of conversation about them for an artist that does that, because they feel like it makes them unsafe. In the communities that we're talking about, being
that's all I gotta do.
Kind of
look, there you go. Just look, see, look at Love is Blue. That's all y'all gotta do, just like that.
That's already going
that's it.
Isn't shocking to a lot of people.
And then now, all I'm gonna do is take your comment, and then I'm gonna repost it, just like that. I can just repost whatever y'all say.
Who should make a lot of money off dysfunction?
See what I'm saying? It's that easy, bro.
Before I was born, and I'm the oldest guy on this call. Before Dave was born,
that's all you gotta do.
Before Trap Lord Ross was born.
That's power in numbers, y'all.
Who makes that type of situation?
And then we just piss people off in the comments. Fuck them. We don't care. Right now, that's 15,000. 1,500 people. It doesn't matter. We networking. It's all network to me, man. Dr. Pharaoh, nigga, nobody knows you. Hold on. Who is it?
That this is exporting an image of Black people that we don't put up with, that we don't like. The reality is that we don't really care about that because the drug dealers and killers and thugs, these are people that are in our families.
You know me now, Goofy.
These are people that we're used to. It's definitely a societal issue, right? In terms of this. And we're going to go deep and talk about why these neighborhoods are like this. Then we're going to go around. That's a conversation that nobody really wants to have because most people aren't equipped to have it. What we're talking about now is, okay, who gets to make a video about this? Who gets to make fun of this? Who gets to joke about this? And we can talk about what Dirk and them do and what the rappers do all we want. The reality is this. People are going to feel.
That's all I mean. I make the people talk in the comments. We don't care. We make them niggas ass talk.
The pain that exists in their neighborhood and you are not from there.
It's so many levels of marketing, y'all, that people don't understand. Look, family.
The Holocaust. Or if I made a video right now about how badass Hitler was, all right? The people who have to live with the legacy of that are going to say, even though it happened, we all know that it happened, it's clear that it happened, they're going to have a problem with it. So the responsibility and the question becomes this.
Man, they the killing it there.
We have to ask ourselves, me and the way that I cover things, I'm sure acting the way they cut.
That Poop Black, what up?
He covers things.
I couldn't even see that. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Blue. Appreciate everybody that's going over there. If y'all spam, you copy and paste and spam, I'm gonna repost it. Because all of it. Look, there they go right there. Look, here they come. They coming out the woodwork. They trying to get in there with me, son.
Responsibility. What is
yeah, but also add extra characters to it, y'all. Because it'll say you spamming if you don't change it up.
Rappers don't have a responsibility.
Blue.
That's fine. I personally think
I'm definitely spamming though. I don't even care.
Responsibility or
you just putting it in their face.
I think that's what about it, or what about these other niggas that's doing it? So what I'm saying is,
look, here they come. Look, see, look, it's a battle, bro. I swear to God, I can't even just.
Hold on. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's funny as hell. You're right. Like that's very important, but as I said, you can't. That's why these debates, I kind of almost don't even participate in because
bro.
They're all disingenuous. You're gonna have people who are gonna.
They just talking, bro. They're not even saying nothing, fam.
Oh, you made a video. Oh, they're only the violence. The violence went up when I stopped doing more Chirac. What I'm trying to say is that when we're gonna have people that are gonna be willfully ignorant to basically almost deny that there's really issues there, and just point at you covering it, or even if you like they felt you were stoking it, they feel like you're the biggest problem. Like I think that's problematic. But not only that, as we talk about maybe like
look at them now, they spamming. Come on, bro. Like, bro, come on, son. Like, what's the deal, son?
Those 7 people who died, right?
Man, I can't wait to give me a big old fan base, man, so I can flood the chat, man. Like anywhere I go, flood the chat, bro.
You have to also think about it because we all glorify music. Music is a form of art that if we could say the most heinous thing, music and comedy, there are 2 forms of art where any type of thing that happens, there's like we all glorify, we dance to it, we dance to some of the most hated songs. But
hey, you know what I can do?
We then have some type of morality when we see a documentary.
Hey, watch this
documentary.
I got something for that. I got something for him.
Watch the thing.
Hey, watch this.
Maybe the guy who killed 7 people was fucked up. Maybe that's what he's trying to bring awareness to. Like, how does this happen in American City?
What is that symbol, bro?
About that. You want to talk about, oh, you're the white guy, or you're the guy not from Chicago.
But the reality is that like
I got something for this motherfucker. Look,
it's not about what people like.
Yeah.
There are people.
They blame me for they blame me for all the murders in Chicago since 2012.
Stop.
No.
Have you ever been to Chicago before? Then how do you know?
That's how you do it.
Let's go, baby. How do I know what?
No. So listen.
Let's go.
how do you
Let's
know
go, Pharaoh.
who's talking about? When I was in Chicago, when I was there, I met with dozens of people who their entire life is dedicated to stopping violence in Chicago. So I'm not blaming you. Wait a second.
Let's go, Pharaoh.
Chill. I'm not blaming you or Ross or anybody else for the violence in Chicago. What I'm
Let's
saying
go, Pharaoh.
is, even if you are not the reason why the violence in any place is happening, which you're not. That doesn't
Let's go, Pharaoh.
You from responsibility in the way that you would talk about it.
I agree with
that. Pharaoh. They want to play. We can play too, Pharaoh.
Right.
Get him, Pharaoh.
No one can
that's all right. They still gonna see my name. People gonna focus on the red, so that's cool. And they gonna focus on Pharaoh. So yeah, look.
However, I do say there's cover something.
I think it's not what Ross did it.
And then there's a way that's not.
Oh, okay.
I agree, but when I'm asking him though is whether or not my thing with Ross, me and Ross talked about this. My thing is whether or not the way that he went about it, if he was willing to listen to any criticism, and he did, and he was. Dave, go ahead.
I feel like Act don't want to take, and I ain't coming for you, Act. I just feel like you don't want to take no ownership with it. We in Chicago feel like you report all the bad shit, and I know it sounds so simple. You report all the bad shit, but you never report nothing good. Like you don't fuck with Chicago. That'd be the whole issue with Chicago and academics, because you'll post, say Zoo, you'll post Zoo getting locked up with 300 fucking guns, but you won't post his record up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you love Chicago so much, but you'll never post none of our artists. You'll never post if Dirk got a fucking shoe drive in Chicago. This is stuff that the streets that we be wanting y'all to respect as well. You know what I'm saying? And I know to you, it might not seem like shit, because you might be like, man, fuck them niggas. I ain't never got to deal with them niggas. But in reality, it means something to the city. That's part of your giving back.
He blocked me.
You be like, you know what? It's a buzz in Chicago. I'm a post.
And they blocked me.
That makes us start looking at you a little different.
That's all right.
Okay, so let me respond to that. First of all, that's absolutely infactual. That's incorrect, actually.
They put me in timeout.
2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, Dirk did a get back. Definitely post something like that.
Man, late to put me in timeout.
That's like, I think one of my latest posts. I'm like, yo, Dirk is trying to save people. Like, that's kind of been one of the themes.
I'm in timeout.
We're definitely posting it. Now, when you talk about newer artists, and here's where most of these debates get to. People feel because I cover Chicago.
I'm out. I'm out. Hey, let me loose.
Here's the
you
thing.
are.
No, I'm not.
Speaking on street shit.
No, listen. Listen.
I'm back.
So you
I'm back. I'm back, baby. I'm back.
Part of us. That's
I'm
back, bro.
I'm back. I'm back.
No, those artists that I covered their lives, whether it be Lil Reese, whether it be Lil J, those artists, of course, I'm indebted. And by the way, I cover all of those artists still. Now, some random dude in Chicago now, what the hell do I owe that dude?
If you speak on some murders and some shit with him that's negative, shout him out on something good too. That's all we saying. Don't always just be so negative.
That's always been that's always been the case. If you go back, and Chief Keef himself, because he
look at him. They trying to spam like me. Look at him. Look. I told you. Look, Asco gang. I told you, bro. Y'all want
image.
But why ain't got nobody helping me?
Also help.
Where the team at?
Like it's kind of also like a two-faced.
Where the team at, man?
When it comes to like say 600 Breezy and
where the team at?
Right? At first they were like, oh shit,
man. Where the team at, man?
Then they named their mixtape the nicknames. So
where the team at?
All of that helped. Really,
man, where the team at? I'm a one-man army, son. I'm a one-man army.
I post all their stuff.
Hey, I'm a one-man army.
I still post G-Herbo. I still post. Now,
I gotta go to war by myself. Go on the war by myself.
I covered a finite amount of people. There ain't nobody who I was covering, or let's get off the people who I was covering. If I never covered you, and because you were just born in Chicago, it's not like somebody like, oh, yo, academics owe you some promotion like this is reparations. There ain't no reparations for like the entire city. You get what I mean? Like the dudes who I covered, I do believe because not only their stories were very impactful in having an audience look at it through my platform. I should support anything they got going on.
Yeah, play the game, dude. I'll play the game.
I talk to Flavor all the time. I cover them a lot. I say, yo, whatever you got going on, let's run the promo. I tell him all the time. When Dirk got dropped back in 2014 or whatever it was, he was on that. Dirk used to hit me personally. Yo, I see you streaming on Twitch. Let's play video games because right now nobody's promoting my music. I always support.
Let's go.
Those are people who I cover. Now you can't just name some random dude who I've never covered at all and be like, "Yo, he's from Chicago. You owe us." You know what I mean?
Every time niggas just be copying me, bro.
Can I ask you one question? Because it's your platform. You do whatever. Do you feel like you owe anything to the Black community?
I mean, overall, yes. Like, but that's kind of also a weird question. Hold on, that's a weird question.
Just real quick. Hold on. Before you go, what do you feel? No. Hold on. Wait. Just wait. I just want to real quick. Okay. What do you feel like that is? Okay. What does DJ Academic?
So first and foremost, I'm gonna tell you why it's a weird question because I'm Black. So basically saying you owe the Black community is also saying you owe the community that like it's basically saying you almost owe yourself as well. You get what I mean? Because I'm in the community.
Man, late and smart. Here's his adders. Here's his adders to the shindig.
You usually ask that question.
If he uses the common denominators,
but if you like it,
I don't care. I didn't want to down talk the industry.
I know. But what okay. So let me just real quick. It's only gonna take a second. Like what we're talking about, if you are white and you're looking at what's happening in Chicago, not just in Chicago,
Skull making it look as if he running
disconnection that you can
with
feel
you.
To what's
Do you
going
have
on there,
Duke? You have
yeah,
because I was here first, bro. See, these niggas in the way, bro. Like move, nigga. These niggas ain't know nothing about nothing going on until they watch my live. These niggas just some haters, bro. Get out the way. What fuck it? Since you in the way, I'ma just type your name. I'm type everybody's name. Shit. Fucking clout chasing ass niggas, bro. They don't never want to fight, but they want to do everything Pharaoh do. Come on, bro.
There's a specific way that this community kind of needs to be dealt with.
Look at Chris Barnes.
It would seem to me that if you're talking about how you would cover someplace where Black people are in peril or in turmoil, the question would be, does anything about who you are say, all right, let me look at this.
Look. And by the way.
And when
you see, he from Chicago.
Hold on. When I ask you, I know, but let me finish. Saying that you're Black, you being Black is the reason why you would feel
like, come on, man. What's up, son? Yeah.
Have some type of connection or owe somebody in some way. That's the reason why. That's the thing that you'd say, okay, or not even in the way you cover them, but even in the way you listen to them. Forget about covering, because you can make mistakes covering people, and we all have. But when they have a complaint, or when they have a correction, or when there's something
the motherfucker say, am on YouTube, y'all on that bit, and I got the video, so can't nobody have it.
Okay, so
I'm already ahead because I got the whole conversation.
Again, I'll go back to saying, but I'm gonna juxtapose it.
I already won because I got the whole conversation, so now it's mine.
Like, I think my contribution, or part of my contribution, is the Black community showing that's like, well, number one. It's hoping that some of this violence or genocide or some of the degenerate behavior try to solve it, because like, I know y'all must think that, like I'm like this quasi like non-Black person. Like we all come from impoverished backgrounds, right? And it's like, okay, well,
who said that?
Well, I'm just saying that. So when I use my platform to showcase areas and places that I feel like aren't clearly being ignored. The reason why I started the war in Chirac, I remember watching on the news, they'd be like, yo, at that time, like in 2012, they're like, yo, oh shit, 4 people died, and everybody's wilding out for like this, like they're having think pieces for a while. Then I would look, or like, I'm just like scrolling through news, I'm like, yo, 70 people got shot, and nobody talks about it. So I took it upon myself, granted, not in the best way, shouldn't have never used satire, I've always said it, but that was my way, and that's why I said about even Traplo Ross. Bringing awareness is actually a thing. Having these conversations, I just always say, why are we stopping this conversation? Bringing awareness of some of the things, like, for example, say if I didn't have money, but I had a platform, if I tried to bring to the attention that people were homeless in anywhere, you get what I mean? and try to get them help. I think that's trying to help the Black community. I'm not focusing on what the fuck they're doing in Idaho, them white boys over there, because that's just not what I'm into. I'm focused on regions where music and similar interests of mine are affected. And in those situations, if I could bring awareness to either a situation or a particular place that seems like, you know, they need immediate help, I think that's my contribution to the Black community. You know what I mean?
Well, I get it. And so I understand that. I think that we all try to do that in our own ways. And by the way, everybody has a career and they get their information out.
Look, they copying me, bro.
And there's always somebody to
they just copying me, bro. Like, come on, fam.
Tell you that you can
like they copying me. When can I get a team, bro? When can I get a team, son?
So you're gonna take the
when can I get a team? Or do I even need a team? I don't even think I need a team. Do I need a team? I don't even need a team.
I've even talked to you about Tropical Ross before.
Look.
I was like, yo, I learned about in detail what was going on in Jacksonville because I watched that video.
How come I can't get no team, man?
And so that then made me actually reach out to people that I know that are from there. And I was like, yo, man, is it jumping that bad there? Is there anything that I can do? Like when I was up there with Dave talking to everybody, when I'm like, yo, I'm like, what can we do? Like, what can we do? You know what I'm saying?
What
like,
can we do?
This? And when we go back to the record companies, I think that the record companies, I think there are all kinds of things up
they won't even let me win, man.
The bullshit, but they should be funding.
Well, I already won because the footage is mine, so
up there in
it is
Chicago,
what it is.
They should be funding what Dave's got going on. They should be funding what Larry Hoover Jr. and GLC and all of those guys up there that we can't talk to. They should be funding that. And of course, even though she mad at me, Barbie, Inglewood Barbie, and the things that she got going on up there. Relax. Inglewood Barbie.
Come on, don't start that, man.
For real, bro. Like seriously, bro. And everything. No. Not even getting on it. Like, that's a Black woman up there that is doing amazing things in Chicago, and the record companies.
Yeah, and by the way,
funding her. These are the people. These are the people that I met. But listen.
No. I'm saying, how can we tangibly get to that? Right?
Bring it up, Nate.
Let's use that situation, right?
Something happened down there.
I know the way that we can tangibly get to that is to keep that narrative going. And so,
but we got to keep our foot on the right people's necks. Remember when?
I understand that. But I understand that. But what I'm saying is that comes back to how things are being covered. That's why it matters. Like if you're telling me right now that you're going to cover homeless people, and we don't have to relitigate the war in Iraq, but like if you're telling me that you're covering the homeless situation in a place and you're making fun of them, there are going to be a lot of people that think that you're unserious about it, right? And I understand, we don't have to go back. What I'm saying is now for everyone, for you, for me, because you guys are way deeper and way more popular in that space than I do. I talk to a different group of people. We talk about senatorial politics and like socio-economic situations and all kinds of stuff like that. The question is, how could
I was coming from a little store and I told these niggas I'm in the trenches, walking through these trenches, niggas like creeping up. She didn't know I take life chances sometimes because I be in the trenches for real. I grew up in the motherfuckers, nigga. I grew up in the hood, I grew up in murder word, so everywhere there's a trench there, I've been down in the bitches where all the good and gangster shit happened.
Do you even feel like you have to do that?
I made it my business to be known in places like that with the respect. You understand me? Not on no bullshit, not to be no bad dumb, because you try to throw respect in a bad way.
I don't want y'all to get to arguing, but I feel like Dave is the only Chicago.
You know, I'm not from Chicago, but I see a path to actually having some tangible things done, right? But I think conversations like this, and because it always stops like this, start over again until we get outraged again about something that stops at that journalist or the media personality or the content creator. So this is what I'm right. So remember a couple years ago, you know, like everybody was calling out a lot of these companies. And all of a sudden, you had UMG, Sony Music, and obviously Warner Music. They're the big three that own all the music. They own about like 87% of all music, right? And everybody ponied up $100 million. They said, "Yo, here's $100 million to Black people. We don't know where that money went. We don't know where it got allocated to." You know, back maybe like a year or two ago, you know, I made a personal donation to like Inglewood Barbie. And by the way, like obviously, Dave probably got his own things going on. Having some funding from the people, right? Not necessarily like I might be decent off, but like these record labels, you could actually push. You could actually put them in a position where they have to give back. I think they watch these conversations, and even though we might mention that, you know who the real motherfucker who's actually benefited? It's not Teflon Ross with a video with 1 million views. It's the person who's actually making billions off of it. You could actually force them to at least put some resources back in the community that you that care about it can actually move around with it. Here's the thing. I am all the way in like, again, if my platform could be used to make that happen, I would love to do it. That's why I'm on here saying that. But you know what happens? Everybody else is going to be like, nah, nigga, it was you. You gave niggas nicknames. We're going to stop at that. That's the bigger fish you got to fry. It's like basically being mad about the laws in the city, but scared to go to one of these council meetings. Like, you don't even want to show up in council.
Man, act killing them niggas, bro.
All day, but if you have tangible results,
act killing them niggas. What'd you say? LOL, I'm done trolling.
Possibly try to help and close this issue. Maybe we will see a reduction in violence. It's not going to be like, oh, bro,
I'm always casting out the team. Well, shit, I'm finna cast you out, nigga. Get the fuck out, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you talking about, bitch ass nigga.
I'm not opposed to using my platform to push that issue.
Shut your ass up, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you talking about, nigga. Man, fuck that shit, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. Talking about I'm always casting. Fuck the team, nigga. You want me to play for the team, nigga? What team, nigga? Ain't no motherfucking team, nigga. It be 1 or 2 people or a few people that get their head in the game. The rest of you bums suck. Fuck y'all, nigga. Shit, I don't give a fuck, man. Y'all niggas to be talking. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, nigga, fuck y'all, punk. Hold on. Remember the Titans. You just got blocked again, hoe ass nigga. I done blocked your ass so many. Fuck you. We don't give a fuck. Let me talk to you. Y'all got something for your hoe ass. Since you want to sit up and play on my motherfucking time, now I want to roast and talk shit then. Because that's why people want to follow and listen to a nigga anyway, because shit talking and roasting. So guess what? I got something for the fucking team. Listen, here goes something for the team. We don't give a fuck about no bitch ass team. You niggas ain't my fucking team. Shit. This how I feel about a bitch ass team. Fuck a hoe ass team, bitch. Yeah, nigga.
I'm Gary. You're Julius. Let's get some particulars.
This how I feel about you niggas on social media trying to tell me something about a bitch ass team. Exactly.
Hey, listen, I ain't running any more of these 3 days, okay?
Well, what I got to say you really don't want to hear.
Exactly.
Too high upon your people.
Exactly.
This, right?
Honesty? You want honesty?
Man, fuck Trey 6 Hondo. He a bitch. What'd he say?
I think you're nuts.
What? Hold on. What'd he say, boy?
But a pure waste of
what that nigga say, boy? Hold on. He said something to me. Hold on.
Shiver push on the line every time.
Hold on. He said something to me. I knew that pussy was gonna say something. Yeah, I'm finna go to war with these niggas, man. Yeah. I knew he said something. I knew that nigga said something. That's why I came back to what I knew he was gonna say something, pussy ass nigga. Sitting up talking to that dolphin ass, crackhead ass nigga. Shut up, nigga.
Right.
Captain's supposed to be the leader, right?
Right.
You got a job?
Right.
You been doing your job?
You been doing your job?
Then why don't you tell your white buddies to
block? Tell your white buddies to block.
Worth a plug nickel, and you know it.
And you know it. Exactly. Shut your ass up, Bertier. Shut up.
I'm supposed to wear myself
out for the team? What team? Nigga, what team? No. What I'm gonna do is look out for myself. And I'm gonna get mine, nigga. Fuck you talking about? Hold on.
That's the worst.
I have not blocked for him worth a plug nickel, and you know it.
I've been doing my job.
You been doing your job?
Tell your white buddies to block for red belt. They have not blocked for him worth a plug nickel, and you know it. Nobody please. Yourself included.
Exactly. Shut your ass up.
I'm supposed to wear myself out
for the team? What team?
What team?
Nigga? Yeah.
No. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look out for myself.
I'm gonna look out for myself, and I'm gonna get mine. Exactly. Yeah. We don't give a fuck if it's the worth attitude. Shut up. There, you see what I'm saying? Do y'all see what I'm saying? So you telling me you want me to go out here and play defense and risk my motherfucking life, and y'all ain't even blocking for the quarterback? Man, fuck you. Fuck y'all. Fuck every last one of you fake ass summer bitches on the internet. Y'all want me to talk about this. You want me to talk about that. You want me to do this. You want me to do that. You niggas is broke as hell. Y'all don't send me no money. Y'all don't hit like shares. Y'all ain't investing shit. Fuck you broke summer bitches. Y'all been doing this shit for years. When these people was attacking me and knocking my page down, y'all wouldn't help. Y'all wasn't doing nothing. Y'all wasn't blogging about me. Y'all was sitting with the enemy. So fuck y'all. Ain't no motherfucking team. I don't even be yelling Team Pharaoh. Nigga, fuck. It ain't no team. It's just Pharaoh. Fuck Team Pharaoh. Ain't no fucking team. It's Pharaoh. Me, myself, and I. When I get on this motherfucking internet, it's me, myself, and I, fam. Fuck you talking about. Man, I don't want to listen to them niggas no more. That shit garbage. I'm done trolling over there talking shit. Fuck them. Yeah, I want to talk shit over here on YouTube. Now, what happened, boy? Talk to me, my nigga. Then tell me what happened. What him said.
Say, man, this nigga lame.
What he do, fam?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What he did?
Bro, nigga, say, so I'm in the, it's like you said, this dope fiend ass nigga fool, Percy sitting up here crying. Look, check this out. How the fuck is you crying, bro?
He crying?
Dying in your city, right? Check this out.
Yeah.
Niggas dying in your city, but yet you be on this bitch. Yeah. Murder work, big crib, murder work. What the fuck you crying for, nigga? You trying to get on some positive ass shit, but y'all literally calling y'all city Murder Work, Texas, my nigga.
Exactly.
Stupid ass nigga, man. Like, and then I'm asking a valid question, bro. I said, bro, why are you sitting up here bitching and crying and complaining when somebody gets smoked, but y'all steady claiming that stupid ass name, bro? Nigga put me in timeout. I'm like, bitch, that's a valid question, hoe ass nigga.
Vaughn, listen.
Yeah.
Do you see the troubles that I have with these stupid niggas? And I've been having them for years.
I see it. I'm starting to see this
shit.
You
starting to see it now?
I'm 2 years in the game in this.
Bro, look what just happened with the whole VS in the fight situation.
Oh, yeah.
Nigga talk this way out the fucking fight.
Exactly. He do this shit every time. This bitch ass nigga live right now. He's a hoe, bro. I told you he was gonna do that shit. That's why I didn't want you to just get hyped up about that shit.
I wasn't hyped about shit. I feel like it's you know, with Pharaoh, it's what it is.
Yeah.
But I was trying to tell them I was telling them what it was.
Yeah.
Nobody was listening to me. So I was like, damn, that's great. Bond come out of here. And then Courtney backed up what you said. And then I'm like, but ain't nobody listening still. They had to wait and see it for themselves.
Yep. But guess what? All them bitch ass niggas, they still gonna be over there on this weak ass nigga, man. Still gonna fuck with him. You feel me? Like these motherfuckers fake as hell on this bitch.
Bro.
This shit fucked me up. I can't wait till this nigga go back live. Boy, I'm gonna get on his motherfucking ass. I'm like, what the fuck you saving Percy for, nigga? Like, bro. This nigga, he's a known dope fiend, nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
Telling old dope fiend ass story. Hey, I remember that nigga Percy told that one story where that nigga went in the house. This is the funniest shit I ever heard that nigga say. That nigga say, yeah, man, I went to the spot. And then I knocked on the door, and you know I'm jacking niggas and shit. Tales from a Crip, he kept me doing.
Yeah.
He like, yeah, Tales from the Crip, and he said, yeah, man. I get to the door, I knock on the door, and nigga pull me in the house and draw down on me, and I'm like, damn, I'm saying like, hey man, like damn man, he nigga finna kill me. He like, see a Tale from a Crip, man, he nigga finna kill me. Like I swear to nigga, I can't lie on Crip, they finna kill me. And then he say, then a dope fiend came out the back room, and the dude who pulled him in, he gave the dope fiend the gun, right?
Yeah.
He say, shoot that nigga. So Percy looked at the nigga and say, bro, we just hit a lick together, bro. You gonna shoot me?
This nigga all these dope fiend ass stories, man.
Like, bro, hold on. This is your part. He told that nigga said, he told the dope fiend shoot him in the back room. So Percy was walking through the
nigga had it at gunpoint by a dope fiend.
Yeah, by a dope fiend. Look, dope fiend took his eyes off him, and that nigga Percy caught out running dove through the window.
This nigga here, man. All these dope fiend adventures and shit, man.
He said,
fuck out of here.
Vaughn, he said he ran the dove through the window.
Action Jackson looking ass nigga, man. What is going on, man? Man, this shit crazy to bitch. I'm asking a valid question, bro. These niggas, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They be hyping these niggas up too much. Oh no, he don't want to talk, man. What the fuck, man?
Chase 600, dude. Chase 6, bro. That nigga told that story, bro. I said, bro, this nigga lying, bro.
Bitch, you not diving out no fucking window, fam.
Bro, he said, as soon as the dude who he say hit the lead, like, you gonna do me like this, bro? He say that nigga looked away. He caught out running, dove through the window. I said, bro, this
nigga stop, nigga.
I said, man, no. I said, no, this nigga ain't do that.
Hell no.
I swear to God, if I find that story, I'm gonna play that motherfucker, bro. Because it was right after he told the story about when he was in the Blood neighborhood and he got caught slipping over there when the car broke down. He told this story like right after that one. And niggas say, yeah, man, I was over there. Yeah, nigga, shout out to all the Bloods on such and such Truman.
That nigga be throwing up all type of shit.
Yeah, nigga, yeah, he just be doing shit. And I'm like, bro, this nigga here, hold on,
you had me crying when you showed that video when the nigga he had got punched in that ring.
When he got rocked here with the sock. I got the video right now.
Matter of fact, you had me fucking crying, bro.
Let me find that tape. I'm really finna troll them niggas ass now. I'm finna get back to my bullshit, bro. Like, what's up, bro? Like,
bro, Trey 600 feed his face ass nigga, bro. Get on your motherfucking ass, boy. Long head ass nigga, boy. Never seen no socks head that long. Brim touching the screen and shit, nigga. Oh God.
Hold on, fam. I think we need to bring this Roast Olympics shit real quick.
Man. Fuck it, it's Friday, fool.
So who name we need to put up here? I think
any bitch ass nigga, Cam fat ass, he a easy. That nigga so easy on God.
Okay, bet. Fat ass. Hold on, let me find this shit. I'm finna put the banner up and we going at all the sectors. We just we roast everybody.
You get these bitch ass niggas. We finna just roast their ass.
Yeah, we finna go in. Hold on, let me find this.
I wish my nigga Carlo was on this bitch.
He called me back, but I was sleeping, busy, and all this other shit. But I'm finna find this shit, and nigga, we going in.
He punched that nigga out the ring, fool. I never saw that shit till you played it.
Bro, he punched that nigga ass out the ring.
The way he had his hands up, like that nigga, he got punched and was shot, nigga. On God,
I'm finna get the tape.
Oh shit, man.
Hold on, let me find this Roast Olympic shit because we finna go in. I'm tired of this shit, bro.
Y'all get them likes up, man. Y'all run this shit up for dude.
I've been sitting back for too long, motherfucking not getting after these niggas biscuit, man. And it's time to go in on these niggas, fam. I just want to talk some shit now because I've been trying to be cool. I've been relaxing. I've been minding my business. I ain't been roasting. I ain't been doing nothing, family. But now, fuck that, nigga. It's time to talk some shit and show these niggas how to like roast and get back to it. They want to be personal. Nah, nigga, we finna roast. We finna hurt you niggas' feelings today.
Real shit.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. And hold on, I gotta find that picture so I can put it up. Yeah, nigga, fuck these niggas talking about Roast Olympics. Let me find that bit. Roast Olympics. Is this picture?
That nigga sitting up there trying to see 1 minute. This nigga, what be fucking me up by Percy is, bro. 1 minute, fool. You talking all this gangster shit, bro. Exactly. Then the next minute you trying to goddamn. Like, nigga, which one is it, bro? Change the name of the city, bro, if y'all want to get the curse off.
Exactly. Is this murder word for what, bro? Like, what the fuck is we saying? Because you niggas be dumb, bro. Like, is you niggas killing niggas or you niggas saving niggas?
What is we doing, fool? Exactly, bro.
Hold on. I got to find this picture so I can put that bit. I might just have to make a new one real quick. And then, because I got to restart the live anyway to make a new one. So, hold on, let me see. I'm going to try to find the picture first. Roast Olympics. That's 3. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oh man, I'm so going in on these niggas, bro. And then they gonna kick me because I'm like, damn, what? How much you pay to talk to this dope fiend?
Bro, you had me crying. I read that shit. I said, look at this nigga, man.
bro, the nigga pissed me off, son. Like,
it's like Percy ain't even reading the chat. He on the Android, bro. So it ain't like he can see the chat. You see the nigga C kept fucking up. He on the Obama phone and shit, man. Yeah, nigga, like, let us rock out in the chat. Shit.
I said Chase's Hondo, he done fucked up though. I can't fuck with him no more, fam.
Man, that shit be lame, bro.
Yeah, he just threw me for a loop doing that shit. Cause my nigga, how you gonna take away, or how you gonna let your chat do that to me? You just interviewed me, and I said
seen it too.
I told that nigga even then. I said, family, I said let's have a sit down with me in person, set it up. But this is like 3 or 4 times already. We done already did. He like, I got you. Yeah, I got you. The last time he was just live, I just went over there and I said, hey, yeah. He was like, I bet. He's still like 100. What, nigga?
Yeah, that nigga there is bullshit.
Hold on, let me make this new graphic, nigga. We gonna call this the roast sector, nigga. Nigga. Fuck these niggas talking about.
Get on all you niggas' ass, bro.
We're gonna call this bitch RSVP, roast sector. Let me see. Roast sector.
I can't come up with shit right now. Oh, look, you just popped up. I see your shit on here right now at 5K.
What?
Pharaoh breaks down Charleston White, his mistress or some shit.
Exactly. Man, these niggas, man, look.
That hoe did numbers though.
Everything did numbers. These niggas, I just brought them back out. I hear them. They would have probably been higher than that if I kept them up. But now I'm bringing them, like, you know what I mean? It'd be timing with certain shit. Cause you see Charleston, he keep on tagging me and shit. He been doing it for the last month. He keep his lackeys keep making shit too. Like they just keep on making shit. So I'm like, all right, let me release these videos then. So nigga want to play. And then like I said, I think him and his manager running the play anyway, because they got some shit going on in Vegas. They already had a show set up for May 17th to 18th or something in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, I seen it on her Instagram. So I'm like, man, I bet they running a smooth play on everybody, acting like they arguing and mad, just to, like, you know what I mean, run the ticket sales up so he can sit up and yell nana nana boo boo again. You dig? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's what's going on. In my mind, looking at it, that's what it feel like. It feel like motherfuckers running a big old play, dog. Oh yeah, shout out to my nigga Mel. I just did these graphics for my partner Mel. He finna have a now for real. Hold on, I gotta keep that up there. I need that. I'm just finna make a whole new graphic. Fucking roast sector, nigga, shit. Fuck, nigga, we can talk shit all day then. Still, we don't give a fuck. Yeah, we got to bring back this roasting shit because too many people getting too personal, man. And it's got to be funny. I'd rather sit up and talk shit all day than fucking do personal drama. These niggas really out of order. You even want to sit up and talk about everybody's personal bit. Nigga, let me roast your teeth. Let me roast your face, nigga. Let me roast your, you know what I'm saying? Let's go in, dog. Let me pull up some of them fat ass pictures you got, and weak ass pictures you got, and roast your game, son. Fuck you talking about. Yeah, so shit, nigga. We hold on, let me see. The hood. Yeah, I'm talking shit today. They pissing me off, man. Hold on, let me go over here. Hey, y'all go follow the homie Postman before I even, cause I gotta build this shit up. So finna get at these niggas. Going down tonight. Stan Shepard, man. You dig? I did them graphics. That shit look good. That one I'm talking about. Let go. Yeah, let go. Here, let me share this shit. Boo. Let's go. Round one, fight. All right, so look, let me get to this part right here, boo. Oh shit, I can't do that. Oh sheesh. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. Boom, bum, ba, bum, 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 ba, ding. All right, y'all. So what I gotta do is I gotta come back. So give me a second. I gotta come back. Let go.